Would you be open to... Oh, wait, is this you? Are you Ryle Tittenhouse? Is that you? Are you the person who did this video? Would you be open to talking to Jstlk? He's a nice guy. That's me, my channel. I don't think you guys are very nice. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not feeling the niceness. What I am feeling is a kind of obsession. A little bit of obsession. He's a very nice person. I'm sure he's a very nice person to the people in his life. I gotta be honest with you, Ryle. Not super interested. Not super interested. I am gonna call it there.
All right. What's up? Ah, Coolio. Let's go. I know there's supposed to be a Trough crash out.
If you don't want to talk about it, we can talk. We can just shoot the shit if you want.
And, when people fucking criticize me for the shit I've done, it's like, I know I'm a cunt, I know I've done bad things. I know all these fucking things. I know I'm a fucking wanker, bruv. I know I'm a cunt, but that wasn't even the fucking drama.
Dude, that's amazing stuff. This was a call in Icy. VC call in Icy. There's like 20 people in there. And he's just ranting on about this stuff. While Kathy like pounces on him. Manipulates him during the call. I think the F slur is thrown around towards the ending here, if I remember correctly. Some of Kathy's end in certain portions of like what's recorded is not caught at all. It's crazy.
And the shit that it was started with was everyone else getting involved and just fucking being in the fucking middle, fucking used for whatever fucking means. And I lost the one fucking thing I had in my life that fucking made me happy a few times a fucking week. I'm a fucking alcoholic, dying of fucking chronic pancreatitis and fucking inflamed liver. I've got a fucking another fucking percentage of smoking. I'm fucking miserable as fuck. And when you think it's fucking worse. You've got some motherfuckers that you thought your mates believed and trustworthy.
Kathy, what did you do to this guy? What happened here?
Fucking just slaying you all over the place. Like you're nothing. And I didn't do shit to anybody. I have lived my whole fucking life trying to fucking find something and everything just goes wrong. Why do we do this?
It's okay. But I think, yeah, the strange thing is, like, after all of this, after you were dragged through this, and this Aiko comes and tells you that in DMs, like, what the fuck? Rubbing salt.
It's like I said, like, technically, like, Aiko did throw him under the bus, and Aiko is lying about stuff, but, like, no one meaningfully cares enough. And, like, it's really hard to get a gauge on whether or not Trough, what Trough is lying about, how he's lying about it, and no one meaningfully cares enough. It's just like funny to see him like spaz out. People take that as priority number one over really anything else. Shamu has a recording with Kathy's voice in it. Yeah. Well, I think this is probably the recording that's sent to me here.
than one.
The fucking gall, like.
Why did she send you that DM? Do you know, Trough?
I don't know. She didn't reference anything. I don't know why.
Why do you think she sent it?
I can speculate, you know. I can speculate because of the fucking Black Plague stream, whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Hey, if Aiko is in front of you right now, what would you say? Imagine Aiko's in VC right now. What would you tell her?
I did nothing.
Dude, when all this was happening, man, I thought it was I thought it was a lot crazier. I was under the impression, for whatever reason, I think I read something, I just misread it or something, but I thought Aiko actually joined this VC or something, and there was like a spat. An actual spat. And apparently what happens is they like just start watching Aiko on stream talk about it or whatever.
I did nothing.
That's all? What did she tell you? Yes, you did all the thing. What would you tell her?
I feel nice, man. I haven't got the fucking heart to even fucking hot off the side of my nose.
Yeah. We just try because you know, I went to venting therapy. They call it. They feel like venting is the best way to get all of this out of your heart. Yeah, if you
It's
don't
crazy, dude.
feel comfortable, that's fine. But whatever you say is honestly justified.
Kathy, you're like actually fucking Satan, by the way. I mean, I respect it.
He's trying to help.
Yeah.
Also, I just checked.
Dude, it's so good. He's just trying to help, guys. Kathy's just trying to help.
Channel Trough, and you've got 498 subs again.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know what it was,
But I would Trough. I feel like it's your fault too for like opening up to these people. Why would you open up to Aiko?
because she seems non-threatening, man. Like
No,
she's
but why do you open up to someone like
What a
that?
naive notion, especially in this space. Oh, they're non-threatening. Doesn't mean they can't do stuff like this to you. Of course she wouldn't do this to me. Why would she do this to me? Because she has something to gain? Why wouldn't she do it?
Girl. Why would you do that, bro? We told you she's bad.
I just
Why did you do that, bro?
I don't know. I just wanted fucking friends, man. Like, it sounds fucking gay and lame. I just wanted fucking friends, bro. You know what I mean? Love them.
We told you so, and you did it anyway. All your fault.
Sure.
Why did you do that?
Because I'm a fucking. What do you want me to say, Kevin? Because I'm a fucking idiot. Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, what do you want me to say, bro?
Well, speak for yourself. Justify it.
Explain yourself, buddy. Explain your thought process.
I thought we were all cool.
Yeah, we are cool, but you have to tell us, like, why would you even trust Sunday and Aiko? Why?
What the fuck
Mason.
is Jstlk doing in here?
Misunderstood me. I have a natural inclination to want to be friendly with anybody. So I thought we were all cool. As in everybody, as in me, Aiko, everyone the fuck else. I thought we were all cool. I am an emotionally fucking vulnerable person. I like to be open with people. I don't do very well playing fucking coy. I just wanted to have a more of a fucking social life. It's not really any fucking deeper than that, man. I was too parasocial. I was too fucking naive. Alas.
And what did they do to you in return?
They fuck off. Kathy, no offense, but I'm not. I ain't feeling it, man.
Yeah. I'm just doing like a therapy thing, but okay. Kiki, do you have anything to say?
He's just trying to help. Kathy's just trying to help you manage your emotions. He's trying to get you some venting therapy. He wants you to vent all of your frustrations, every little deep trauma. He just wants you to vent and cry out on the stream right now. It's healthy. It's healthy. That's what Kathy wants.
You know, a fun thing about fucking therapy. 2021, I used to have a therapist. They used to be phone only because they were based in the southeast of England, but I lived in Hull.
The Hutch dog in time sent and miss. Okay, yeah, gotcha. I think I'm just gonna watch it on the YouTube primarily because the way Twitch handles, they like the fucking interrupt of advertisements, and I refuse to give Twitch money. But I'll get a sense of just from reading the portion that you put out to where I can just skip around. Thanks, appreciate that.
And we was how
We're just going through this really quick.
session every Tuesday.
There's really not much to this call. It's basically just like if we want to make fun of somebody like crying on the call, we'll play this for like maybe like 2 more minutes or whatever. But this is the gist of it. This is basically the gist of it. He's crying. He's having a hard time. Kathy's manipulating him, I think. Duckbrainer's in there being annoying. What more is there to really say?
So it's 6 to 7 p.m. every single fucking Tuesday. And after about 6 months of appointments, then, you know, we broke up for Christmas weather. Christmas goes and January comes by, nothing. So the person that was my therapist was my friend, was the wife of my friend.
Probably convert to YouTube timestamps. If I do, I'll ping you. Yes, please. If you do that, just ping me. Yeah, thanks.
Dad's friend. And it's been a long time, so I reached out to my dad's friend. I'm like, hey, what the fuck's going on? I had a fucking proper fucking, go my way to get a response, and she eventually came back with basically a fucking Dear John letter saying, I'm sorry, Joe, but I don't feel like I'm qualified to help you because of your substance abuse issues and the problems you have in your life. Well, they are. I got ghosted by my own fucking therapist, man.
Honestly, Trough, you seem like a really empathetic person, and I think that Aiko kind of just took advantage of that to take the easy way out and throw you under the bus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Fucking Shamu, dude.
They threw you under the bus because it was the easiest way for them to get away from criticism and any of the pressure. So they just put it all on you.
Yeah, that's my interpretation of it as well.
Well, Trough, when was your last therapy appointment? Was this 10 years ago?
Yeah, 2021. Yeah.
Did they recommend you get a new therapist at that time?
No.
Maybe there's some liability for the NHS here.
I would imagine. Wait. Sue the NHS. I imagine they didn't outright say, we'll recommend this specific therapist or whatever for whatever needs he has. I think it's basically just this person can't suit your needs, so obviously we'll probably have to adjust accordingly, find a new therapist or whatever. And I imagine what Trough probably decided to do was okay, my needs are a little bit more complicated, obviously, and so he gave up. That's just a guess. Would not surprise me if that's how it how he decided to handle it.
It was private. My father split it 50-50 with me, paying wise.
So even the therapist couldn't help you?
She basically said that she didn't feel that she had the faculties or capacity, whatever the fuck, to help me, particularly because of my ongoing substance abuse addiction, my particular mental state.
Why do you drink, by the way? Why do you drink that?
Yeah, but they probably didn't have the specialties for that specific, those specific criteria of issues. Everyone has different, specialties in what they can serve the interest of, in terms of patients.
I've been depressed since I was like 7 years old, bro. It's the thing that makes me feel happy and lets me be able to socialize without fun. I'm an introvert. Sorry?
Are you happy though?
No, bro, I'm fucking miserable, but like, I guess something,
So why do you drink? Doesn't make you happy.
Multiple reasons. Someone's habit, some is just because, I do enjoy the intoxication feelings, and also because I don't particularly like going through.
I understand why so many people talk about this guy. I mean, like, it's funny, but like, it's basically over here. I just figured, like, just to cover whatever else is happening really quick before we just move on. I think we're pretty much done with this Trough stuff. We'll give it literally 1 more minute. I said 2 minutes earlier. We probably went past that, but we'll give it literally 1 more minute.
Shakes and hallucinations and fucking tremors and shit.
What do you see when you hallucinate?
It's hard to sort of properly pinpoint because it's almost like having like a very vivid fever drink. But the one I always remember, this was when I was, I think, late 2022. I'd been drinking about 2 liters of gin a day for about 3 weeks straight, just in bed. I just ran out of booze, basically. And I went from, 2 liters to cold turkey, like that. And like the first day, I was puking everywhere, baking and fucking completely out of it. And the second day, I couldn't tell the difference between when I was sleeping and when I was awake and when I was drinking and when I wasn't. And I remember thinking I was walking through this dilapidated house with my deceased grandfather berating me and, giving me shit in front of the whole family and, just beating me and stuff. And it felt fucking very, very real. And then I sort of slipped out of that and slipped into...
Wow, amazing. Cool. I think that's the gist. It gets funnier in certain places, but it's like, really, it's just like, that's the amalgamation, everything about it. I wasn't really going to cover it all, but I figured, like, we have it. We might as well do it a little quick. And yeah, I think that's sufficient for now. What do you want me to say? Trough has problems. He loves buzzballs. He's a drunk. He's untrustworthy. Stuff like that. Yada, yada, yada. Aiko fucked him over. We get it by this point. I personally don't believe in professional therapy. I mean... I don't know what you mean by that. On the specifically, like, professional therapy... You don't believe, like, it helps at all? I would say it's certainly something that I think people could get a lot of help with. It's dependent on the person. It really, again, it's like, who do you have as your therapist? Who's the patient? What needs do they have? Like, it's a bit complicated. Mix that in with a system where, like, it's like super expensive to even be able to try to fix your issues or whatever like that. Like doing daily sessions, what are you being prescribed, It's just an exorbitant amount of different things that you have to do to fix your issues. Okay, let's start with this Hutch stuff. Hutch is basically complaining about Jstlk snarking him. Which is awesome. It's awesome to see. So I figured we'd do a little bit of that coverage while we're arc rating or what a little bit. Docket on Hutch. We got a 2047 start here.
Okay, where do we begin? Why don't we just start with, how do you say his name? Jstlk?
Jstlk.
I know some people call him Jew Stalker. That, I don't know what to make of that.
I said this before. Wait, did I just open up a new window entirely? I must have. Cool. That's how the split screen thing works. Gotcha. Let's do it like this. Can we not add it as the other window? Oh, we can't. Okay, weird. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Sorry, I'm being a goofy goober right now. I'm trying to get the music right. Split screen music. Coffee music. Coffee shop music. Chill a little bit. Okay. There we go.
Jstlk? 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 Is it Jstlk?
He's got some pauses.
Jew stalker?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say he weaponizes his stupidity a lot. I've noticed this. He's like his ignorance and stupidity. He like weaponizes very well. What do you mean? This Jew stalker? What do you mean this Destiny drama? What do you mean sex crimes, Rose? What is all this? What is all this? Can anyone give me like details on this? He gets details, immediately forgets. Who is this? Who is this person?
Real handle? See, I don't know what is real anymore. I don't know what is real anymore because I've seen people say that and that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. Jstlk? Is that what we say?
How do you say
Maybe
his
for
name?
the sake of simplicity, we can call him asshole. Yeah, he's a groiper. He's a groiper. Hang on. Hang on a minute. I don't know the lore about this person at all.
Wait, he's a groiper?
I was warned like not to interact with this person because apparently their community is like very obsessed. They can be like very obsessive. And
kind of like my
I just
Hassan
blocked them on
deception.
Twitter once upon a time.
Yeah.
And then there was a whole thing where the person they were seeing started to like message me privately on Twitter and was like, I don't understand, trying to convince me to not. I don't know. The whole thing was weird.
I don't know. I just
whole
forget it
weird
all. I
situation.
just kind of forgot. I forgot. I
Bitchy
forgot.
with 17 months. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Bro, forgot.
Like the person they were dating. I think they were dating. Were they not dating? I don't remember. I don't know. What's her name? Cherry? Did Cherry and Jstlk? How do you say his name? Is it just Jstlk? I have no info on any of these people. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's just all I know about
how is it
corner
difficult
of the
to get
internet
info?
is like they can be very obsessive.
How's it difficult to get any info on these people? It's not that hard. You can just watch a little bit of their content off screen, get a general sense, and you don't have to have all the lore to every single little thing. It's just very quick. Oh, this is why this person doesn't like me. Here's their critiques of me. And then if you genuinely just don't have like all the lore, the DGG lore, like you don't need to reference how you have a lack of knowledge and that like I'm just dumb. I'm just dumb. I'm just ignorant. It's like, okay, we know. Oh, I live a real life. I don't pay attention to online drama. Yeah, we know. Just cut to the chase.
That's all I know about them. They can be very obsessed.
They're so obsessed. They're unhinged.
Why don't we just start with that video? Why don't we just start with that video? Where is that video? Let me find that video. 1 second. Where the fuck is it? Where did it go? For some reason, I started watching these videos on YouTube about how to brine meat. I found it interesting. It's just water and salt. Did you guys know that? People back in the day when they would buy meat, they would just get a little barrel and like put a shitload of salt in it and then put water in it and you just dip the meat in it. It's fucking good for like a year. I didn't know that. It's kind of interesting. Tim the Blair with 6 months. Thank you. Appreciate it. I love you. McMitty with $5. Cheers for the stream. Even though you missed my super chat yesterday, the word you're looking for is posturing. That's all the dead enders do. Posturing. What were we talking about yesterday when I was trying... McMitty, hold on. Did I miss your super chat? I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. I don't see a super chat that I missed from you.
On shit like this.
Was it during the podcast? Oh. Wait, no, that's now. Yeah, I don't see a super chat from yesterday. Salt prevents putrefaction by nasty bacteria and molds. Interesting. Wait till Hutch finds out about the history of smoked meats. I don't know. I just watched one video on calming. It helps me fall asleep at night. Okay, the name of this video is Hutch is Completely Broken. This take is Pure Embarrassment by Ryle Kittenhouse, who I am told is Jstlk.
Hutch is completely stuck.
That guy has a new video too. Crimes New Roman. That guy has.
What I'm told is Jstlk. No, they're two different people. Wait, hasn't he talked about you before, Ryle? I don't know if you're in chat. I feel like I swear he's talked about you as a separate individual. Not like... He's talked about both of these people, like, at least once. And again, all of it's basically just like, I don't know who these people are. They come off as, like, deranged and unhinged. Or obsessive. I'm pretty sure he's referenced Ryle before. I feel like that's happened.
New video too. Maybe we could watch that today. All right, let's dive into this video first before we do anything else.
Okay.
It says Hutch is completely broken. Okay. They aren't the same person, I don't think. Are you sure? Ryle was his editor, but makes Jstlk videos on his channel. Wait, they're not the same person?
Dude, he does this. He does this a lot, and I think it is intentional. The doxing thing, the Howling Mutant doxing thing, dude. I refuse to believe that's not like him weaponizing his stupidity, or like that wasn't intentional. So I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is with this guy. He's like a master troll, dude. he's really good at weaponizing his ignorance and stupidity. There is just no way this guy exists. It's crazy to me. He's like a professional retard.
Are you sure? Would you bet your life they're different people? Ryle is a snarker.
Yeah.
They sound the exact same. Are you sure they're not the same person? I swear to God, they sound the same. Okay. Well, I mean, shit. Guess I should get the title right. How do I spell it? Okay. All right. I swear I thought they were the same person. Jstlk sounds like Kyle Kalinske. They're brothers from other mothers. Okay. Destiny had a convo with Soy Pill about this. Do you have a link and a timestamp? I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm at a point now where I think I dislike MAGA and the anti-democratic party online left. I think Ryle's channel is all edited stuff from Jstlk streams. So it is Jstlk. Wait, hold on. Like them about the same.
Why does he just always say things that like functionally disqualify him?
Okay, so that person talking, that is Jstlk, right? Okay, now I gotta change the fucking title back. That's fine. Whatever. I was like, are you guys sure? Because they sound exactly the same. Are you guys sure about that? All right.
From the job that he has. There's like so many different dimensions along which Hutch's analysis is completely fundamentally broken. You can't even think of all of them. It's just broken top to bottom. It's awful.
Okay, well, it says his name right there, for Christ's sakes.
All right, Hutch had a whole rant apparently about the left today. He's covering Destiny. Very cool. Apparently Destiny is rewatching the Alyssa Slotkin thing. Again. Oh my god. We're stuck in the same loop forever. We're stuck in the same loop forever. This is 9 hours.
Oh, we're at fucking how many levels? Oh, hang on. I'm reacting to Jstlk, who's reacting to me, reacting to Destiny, reacting to me. Or no, the podcast. So I think it's 5.
It's the new reactception. We're just reacting on reacting on reacting on reacting on reacting on reacting. I haven't heard this a billion times before.
I think we're at 5 levels of reactception.
Years ago.
And so what I'm curious for your view on is, while, you know, I would love to debate you on your healthcare policy, I think you need Medicare for all, you think public option, your housing policy, etc. I'm just being really real with you.
I want to talk about Israel.
I don't really hear what you say if you are still supporting a genocide in Gaza. And that's, for me.
I mean, the framing, you know, like the question itself is an accusation. The question itself is her saying you support a genocide.
Could you just, yes, but is it inappropriate framing? Do you think that it's not a genocide happening? Do you think when she talked to Alyssa Slotkin here, do you think it was not a genocide?
The claim is that Alyssa Slotkin supports genocide.
Because she functionally does. Yes? No?
Claim. And the evidence for that is a little thin, we'll say. Hutch, are you forgetting to do something? I don't know. What does that mean?
Okay, dude.
Yes? Maybe? No? The fuck does that mean?
Is the framing inaccurate, or did you want an inaccurate framing because they're talking to a
Discord. Okay.
Democrat? Do you just say that you want them to lie for the Democrat? If that's your position, just say it. Just say, please lie for the Democrat. I would appreciate if you guys lied.
Somebody could hold the position that what is happening in Gaza is not a genocide, and you know they could be wrong. You could have the opinion that they're wrong. Somebody could have the opinion that it's not a genocide, and somebody could have the opinion that we should maintain like defensive weapons sales or weapons transfers.
Yeah, but the defensive weapons sales functionally contribute to helping Israel feel comfortable enough to doing what they do without repercussions from anyone that they're doing it towards. If you're giving them defensive weapons, they're going to go on the offense more and more and feel like everything's good. There are no consequences to our actions. Yeah, also Slotkin is a fucking moron. This is true, Webmaster. Slotkin is a total fucking dipshit who didn't even do the bare basic research before going on the Crystal and Sagar's show. Before going on Breaking Points. She should have seen this coming if like you did the bare basics of like research of like their positions.
But that's not the same thing as saying that somebody supports a genocide. It's not the same thing.
Well, it functionally does. It does. Because you aren't setting any standards for like who your allies are and what kind of behavior they can do. And you're functionally aiding. If like I'm selling a bunch of weapons to a drug cartel and I'm profiting off of that, right? I'm giving them the weapons, right? To do so. I think it would be okay to, you know, suggest that I'm complicit in one way, shape, or form in the lives that are taken from those weapons and the cartel's actions. Is this not okay to like suggest? No, guys, it's not okay to suggest because then it'll hurt the Democratic Party. No, the actions that the Democratic Party and their constituents decide to take, their positions they decide to take, the money that they decide to take from certain lobbyists, that's what hurts the Democratic Party over time. As anti-Israel sentiment becomes more and more, the case becomes more and more popular. Hutch can't even criticize Slot, can't even a little. Yeah.
Obviously, not the same thing.
Lied for the Democrat. That would make me happy if you guys lied for the Democrat. Right? Just say you want them to lie for the Democrat, and then we're all good.
I mean, talk about hostile. Like this is more hostile than if Alyssa Slotkin went on a Fox News panel or something.
I'm speaking for myself, but I know there are millions of other people who feel the same.
Yeah, because again, just not engaging with the material reality. How can you do this where you just don't engage with the reality at all? Like, yeah, Fox News would be fine with funding a genocide. Fox News is basically
Fox News wouldn't give a shit at all. It's just, it wouldn't even cross their mind.
fine with funding a genocide.
Not the point I was making. How many chats are there on the screen?
What point does he think he was making? Let's try to figure out. Hold on. Let's try to figure this out.
Hey, how can you do this where you just don't engage with the reality at all? Like, yeah, Fox News would be fine with funding a genocide. Fox News is basically totally fine with funding a genocide.
Not the point I was making. How many chats are there on the screen?
Wait, I didn't even hear what he said though.
Weapons sales or weapons transfers. But that's not the same thing as saying that somebody supports a genocide. It's not the same thing. Obviously, not the same thing.
Lied for the Democrat. That would make me happy if you guys lied for the Democrat. Right? Just say you want them to lie for the Democrat, and then we're all good.
I mean, talk about hostile. You know, like this is more hostile than if Alyssa Slotkin went on a Fox News panel or something.
I'm speaking for myself, but I know there are millions of other people who feel the same.
Yeah, because again, just not engaging with the material reality. How can you do this where you just don't engage with the reality at all? Like, yeah, Fox News would be fine with funding a genocide. Fox News is basically totally fine with funding a genocide.
Not the point I was making. How many chats are there on the screen?
I'm not sure what point he thinks he's trying to make there then. He's like, oh, Fox News would be less hostile. So what are we supposed to take away from? What are we supposed to take away from what you're saying? I don't understand.
This is my chat. So that's my live chat, but then there's also the chat that I have on the screen, and then there's Destiny's chat.
You're saying if she went on Fox News, they wouldn't even be mad that this woman was okay and like voting yes on genocidal funding of the Israeli state, funding of the genocidal Israeli state, funding and military aid that are explicitly used to further the genocide that's happening, right? Yeah, if they go on Fox, they're not going to get questioned on this. Everybody loves.
Pretty sure Alyssa Slotkin voted against the funding just this last week, right?
Who's that at Fox?
Is she a leftist or populist? She's a populist.
Sorry, I need to go back.
I actually think Alyssa's, not Alyssa, Crystal Ball's.
Well, this is in reference to at the time where she wasn't. Even if that is the case, as she recently was against it now.
Politics are even more left than Kyle's. Like, I think she is definitely a Marxist. And
I don't know what. I'm trying to think of where Crystal Ball, I've seen her talk enough that I could say she was a Marxist. I've seen her talk about Israel-Palestine, but I do think it's really important that people disconnect this idea that being pro-Palestine or anti-Israel or anti-Zionist means you are a Marxist or a leftist.
I don't think that. That's not what
Grappling with.
That's not what I based that off of at all. This is her on Jacobin 3 days ago. We might find some time to actually watch this today. Jacobin and Breaking Points, they hosted some kind of a live venue, and they're talking about, like what are the next steps forward to like accomplishing socialism. It's pretty explicitly Marxist. But I wasn't calling her a Marxist because she quote unquote like supports Palestine. That's not what led me to that conclusion. It was just her own words. But yeah.
These things are totally disconnected. They are unrelated concepts.
So
and I wish people try to connect them together.
Marxism with socialism? Because there is a meaningful difference. They are different things.
Because it does feel like you're trying to red scare people into supporting Israel when you do that. Regardless of what Hutch is doing, that's how it feels to me.
I'm trying to get people to support Israel. Wait, what?
Trying to do a red scare to get people to support Israel. Why not just talk about why you should support Israel? instead of trying to go, oh, well, actually, this person's like a Marxist, and they want to destroy America, and that's why, like, I wouldn't take anything they say seriously. It's very silly.
Cross.
I agree. I agree it's silly, but not for the reasons maybe he thinks.
So like the goal is, he might not explicitly state it, but like he's trying to get people to like not be highly critical of Israel. I think it's more so he wants to show more support to the Democratic Party. I think the foreign policy of Israel is not something that he's like really that invested in. He should be, but like he's not that invested. He doesn't care. He doesn't think about any of these things. Like he literally tells you, oh, like there's not really much you can do about stuff like this that happens over like 3,000 miles away from you. There's not too much advocacy you could do. You know, the Iraq War, all of that stuff taught me that, you know, there's only so much you can do. And it's like, yeah, that is kind of true. There is only so much you can do, but it's important to be vocal and politically active enough, just like you would say, where you should probably communicate widely to as many people as possible that you're not in support of these actions. So what you're telling me is like, I don't really care that these actions are going on at all. Like, fuck them. That's what you're saying. Because your argument doesn't make sense. There's only so much you can do. So why are you guys crying about it? It's like, okay. What? Why get politically involved in anything? Fucking dipshit.
About these people.
I just think that. Is that what they're arguing? That is what they're arguing. Oh yeah, like Trump had the consistent gas prices, and all of a sudden now they're finally changing. We're just catching up. True. Okay. What's up?
We'll save that. We'll save that.
This sort of moral threshold.
Oh, he's got that saved for all the Destiny talking points against the Jstlk community or Snarker community. Old boy said, I won't talk to Jstlk. I won't talk to Jstlk. He's mean. He's a meanie. Dude. Are you just gonna cower away from any potentially challenging conversations at all? Are you gonna challenge yourself at all meaningfully? Or are you just gonna sit on Lib and Learn and get like grilled every time you say something stupid by Pisco? That's about it. Or are you just gonna bring in like callers that you could just kick on a whim when you get grilled meaningfully? It's fucking sad, dude.
And what it indicates to people, and I think part of why, Zoran won so many people.
By the way, I actually don't know. Could anybody explain to me why? Maybe am I weird? I don't watch people I agree with, like ever, for like to criticize something. Like I would never do this. Just immediately the framing of this is bizarre to me. That you agree with Destiny, and so you're gonna go watch Destiny's take on this instead of just watching the interview yourself and giving.
What? I did watch the interview.
Your own take. How do you differentiate yourself? How are you giving?
It's not that complicated. Somebody.
I do kind of agree with this sentiment that it's like he's already given a take on this interview himself. Probably, to be honest though, probably a take that he stole from Destiny. Not gonna lie, but he didn't just bring up Destiny's coverage of it out of nowhere. A chatter gave it to him from his chat. his DGG infested chat. Not an orbiter, by the way. Not an orbiter, guys. Not an orbiter. Not an orbiter. Remember, he's not an orbiter. It's got all the DGGers in there, all the little talking points. Most of the coverage being Hassan Bad. Favorable coverage or neutral coverage of Destiny, watching Destiny, highlighting it in the stream content. Come on, man.
Chat told me that Destiny had reacted to this and that I might want to watch some of the commentary, and so I fired it up. It's not that deep.
People something unique. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. From a professional standpoint, what are you adding here? What is the point of what you're doing?
The New York City young people.
Yes, I know. He's letting his audience watch their favorite streamer. I know.
So you're willing to take the heat.
True.
It's really difficult for you where you're being overtly smeared as an anti-Semite. And number 3, there's no
Doing the
entrenched interest
skinwalking
that's completely
true.
satisfying. You have principles. You're willing to stand up for something. And so, I'm
The
curious for your
skinwalking true, like the sarcastic true. Y'all know where that comes from. Listen, some of the skinwalking habits. It's there in all of us a little bit. If you ever watched any of Destiny's content, his drama content or anything like that, in a more favorable light, probably picked up some of these habits. Definitely a Hutch skinwalking moment, skinwalking of Destiny moment there.
reflections on that because of your voting record and where you stood on the conflict. Yeah, well,
She's asking her, like, is your conscience clear? Where did you write that? Like, which one do you hate more, tankies or MAGA content creators?
Oh no. Tankies or MAGA content creators.
I think Ogre Boy or Tim Pool. I'm at a point now where I think I dislike MAGA and the anti-democratic party online left.
I think I hate them about the same, but for different reasons. You know, it's the same level of hatred, but just different reasons.
I think I dislike them
the problem, though.
the same.
That's the problem.
Does he just always say
like,
things
you
that
hate
like
them the
functionally
same.
disqualify him from the job that he
He's
has?
going to. He's going
Why
to.
does he just repeatedly
get
say
really
things that?
particular about the language here? But let's get particular about the language. When you say, "I hate them about the same," that means what? That means what? That means basically, from the aftermath of what all MAGA has done, the content creators that are endlessly sucking on Trump's cock even still, right? The damage is far superior. He'll say, yeah, I agree, the damage is far superior. But he'll basically still equate it. It's like, no, like, the language there is saying, like, they're basically equal. That's what it communicates. I hate them equal. But it's like, clearly there's one side doing massive amounts of damage. Like, I would never say, personally, I would never say, I hate the Dems and the Republicans the same. They're equal to me. Like, it's just, yeah, it's a ridiculous notion.
That are totally disqualifying for the job he currently holds.
Mm-hmm.
That seems really counterproductive. If I just came out here and I'm like, dude, I like can't analyze situations. I like can't think critically, and it really sucks.
What
It's like, bro,
Destiny
you're the
didn't
guy
invent
who's
sarcasm.
who's analyzing these situations and helping these people who
From
don't
the
want to think
earlier
about how to think
true
about this stuff.
skinwalking remarks, I was saying, like, the specific true stuff like that, or like the sarcastic true, like that's definitely picked up from the community. You can't. That happens. It's particularly said in such a way too that it's basically skinwalk. That's a skinwalk.
Why are you just out here advertising that you have no idea what you're talking about? One is totally destroying your country, totally destroying the economy. The other,
or MAGA,
makes fun of you sometimes.
Oh,
The other
okay.
makes fun of Democrats sometimes. The other is really invested in Israel versus Palestine. But let me just remind you that the first one I talked about is having massive tangible effects on millions, tens, hundreds of millions. In fact, bordering on billions of people. And let's just say it, billions of people. It doesn't matter how much you hyperbolize Hassan's influence or anybody adjacent to him. It's not close. It's not even a little bit close. It's not a little bit close.
For years, it would have been MAGA, but I've been so.
I never made the claim that the far left do as much damage as MAGA. They enable MAGA. They either directly or indirectly help MAGA win elections, but their numbers are much smaller. And I've never made that claim. But that doesn't mean that I don't hate them. Like, I genuinely hate these people. I just think they're the worst. I think that the commentary that they add to things is just like, it's more that they're more annoying than dangerous. Do you know what I mean? Like, nobody's worried about like a socialist revolution in this country. Nobody actually thinks that they're gonna be able to pull this off. But it's just, they're so like, how do I put it into words? This is like the perfect example of what I'm talking about. I put this up on the screen here. This is just a random person. Just to be clear, I mean, this is just like
There's
a random
huge
person. Right?
sentiment growing
I don't know,
against
I don't think they have like very many followers.
There's
or whatever,
a huge sentiment growing against like Democrats, status quo, centrist, libs, and there's like a lot of people just showing more and more vehement anger towards them and how the system functions in and of itself. It'll take a bit, but like there is a reason why there's an upscale and like, you know, certain warehouses being burnt down, certain CEO getting shot. There is like a huge grievance that a mass amount of people have, and whether or not they themselves probably identify with this like general revolutionary kind of mindset themselves, necessarily speaking, like a socialist one especially, there is a sentiment growing that like, I don't think this system functions well. I don't think it actually contributes to the benefit of the people. I think it contributes to, you know, the 1%, right? Or like people closer to the 1%, like the more well off. This is not catered to like to our interest. A lot of us are suffering. A lot of us are like paying out of pocket for healthcare. A lot of us are dying because we can't pay out of pocket for healthcare. It's kind of fucking bullshit. So people are getting upset. There are people burning down some of the warehouses saying, I burnt this down because I can't get a fucking living wage. Why the fuck should you guys, you know, benefit off of my fucking labor? You won't even give me enough to live off of. It's fucking ridiculous. Fuck off. I'm gonna burn this shit down. There's a rise in that for a reason. Now, that's not to say that that's gonna be so, like, common that it's gonna cause some crazy, crazy revolution or whatever. But people are not happy. And Democrats are, you know, not helping.
No, you see these
people
kinds of
you want in power are not helping. They're not making anything better.
takes just constantly from these people. And like anytime you see these kind of a takes, this kind of a take, the first thing you should do is go to their Twitter profile and just search for the words vote or voted to see what they did in 2024. And it's like 99 times out of 100, you're going to find stuff like this where it's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't vote for Kamala because of a genocide. And then they turn around and they say stuff like, I think if Trump ran as a Democrat, they would vote for him. And it's like, you fucking literally helped this person win an election. Like you literally helped Donald Trump win the election. And they're over here like, actually, I think Democrats would vote for Donald Trump if he was a Democrat. Ian with $5. Did you wear the same shirt on purpose every stream? When I was putting my shirt on this morning, I thought to myself, did I wear this recently? And then I thought to myself, no, I don't
It
think
is
so.
a very American supremacist mind state where it's basically just like, you're part of the problem. You helped Donald Trump win because you didn't vote, because you didn't want to be complicit in genocide by contributing this. It's very like, you're fucking us over. And it's like, yeah. But it's like, America has fucked over so many other different countries to our own benefit. Like, there's a reason why some people would set themselves on fire for one, because they would feel complicit in the actions that our country has taken. Now, personally, I wouldn't do that. But like, there are certain people that would take certain actions and opt out of voting because they would feel this doesn't match my interest. I don't want to help, enable this system and how it functions. I demand more out of this system. What is wrong with that? There is nothing wrong with that.
And then I fire up a video to react to, and this is from 2 days ago, and yep, that's the same shirt. I could go change it. I could go in the other room and change, but I'm not gonna. It's a comfortable shirt. It's whatever.
Pushed over the line. I have endured this now.
I've endured it. Oh my god. Dude, I've endured this now. I've endured the terrible harassment. These people do things like...
That's not what I mean by endure. We've all endured them, As far as, the harassment, the stuff that shows up in my Twitter feed, the thing is like, for these people, I view them with utter contempt. I have such a low opinion of these people And if I open
This
my
is not even
Twitter feed
mentioning.
and I
Hold
look
on.
at my mentions in
This
one
is
day,
not
and I
even
see
mentioning the people who have actual like. I don't know how often this is the case. I don't know. I couldn't give you like the stat number or whatever, but there are people that would have loved ones that family in Palestine. They'd be the victims of this stuff. Say they were living in America. You would tell them to vote for the people killing off their people, their family. I don't know, man. It's pretty fucking gross. I would kind of understand why you would opt out of voting. Me personally. That's just me, man. That's just me, man.
A bunch of these fucking idiots in my mentions. None of these people could possibly hurt my feelings. How could you possibly hurt my feelings? I view these people with utter contempt. I think they are, like, just as dumb. And in some ways, like, maybe dumber.
I don't believe him. I don't believe him. How can you hurt my feelings? How can you hurt my feelings? Bro, you're on, like... You'll have Twitter spats for, like, ever, bro. You've admitted yourself you had some addictions going on Twitter. And just on going back and forth on a whole tirade. I don't believe you, bro. They'll never hurt my feelings. I view them with contempt. I view them with total contempt. Disgusting. Disgusting pieces of filth. Filth. You didn't vote for the war criminal? Filth. Okay.
MAGA. I have no respect for them. I have none whatsoever. So when I say, like, I've had to endure these people in election cycle after election cycle, what I mean is, like, I've had to endure the constant stupidity. Just the dumbest possible takes. Like, the complete lack of self-awareness. They have no sense of, like, their cognitive dissonance. They have no sense of, like, what a massive contradiction they are sometimes. But I think Jstlk here heard me say, I've had to endure these people, and in his mind, he's like, he thinks I'm talking about people that are typing out mean things to me on Twitter.
Well, that kind of is what you're talking about. Most of the people that are basically just like, you're a fucking retard, here's why. That is kind of who you're complaining about. The people you have severe disagreements with, like Ogre Boy, getting on your skin on a constant basis. Come on, bro. That's who you're talking about. That's who you're talking about. It's okay to be honest, man.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Saying I'm dumb and pointing to the faces I make. I've endured this harassment for far too long. Dude, seriously? Man, it's such, and at a base level, again, real tangible effects, right? The real tangible effects of MAGA and the effect they've had on everybody. And you apparently...
Me being annoyed is a real tangible effect.
Right before midterms are like, well, actually, the online left, they're about as bad as MAGA. Yep.
They are about as dumb as MAGA, but in terms of, like, the impact they have, no, I would not say that they're as bad as MAGA.
Yep. It's insane. It's totally insane. It's an insane thing to say. He should feel embarrassed for saying this. How is nobody calling him an embarrassing loser for this take?
There's probably a decent chance somebody was at the time.
You are completely embarrassing. This is just, it's spite based for him too. He's completely detached from reality.
He has like a total walk back, treating the two as like similar too, especially if one has the least amount of power. It's just like really ridiculous. It's a really ridiculous notion to be like, these people are really harmful. These people are like equal to like, MAGA content creator, MAGA cultist members. They're horrible. Their impact has been horrible. It's just another realm of insanity, I think.
I'm a bit spiteful towards these people, that's true.
Here's the thing. Here's the challenge to Hutch. The real challenge to Hutch. Go and make this argument in front of Pisco. Okay? Next, live and learn. Go and make this argument in front of Pisco. And watch him pull that baseball bat out again and terrify you with it, okay? He's going to pull that baseball bat out.
What the fuck? What?
Walk around the room, tapping it on the ground, and you're gonna piss yourself and apologize for ever thinking the stupid shit that you say on your stream.
What is this fan fiction this person is writing?
That's how they're
He's saying you've been demolished by Pisco for saying stupid shit before, so.
go. Sorry. That's just obviously how that's. And I'm being nice compared to how Pisco is going to treat you.
Oh my god, you guys. This is the first Jstlk video I think I've watched in full. Are they always this over the top? It's a lot. There's a lot to take in here.
You say this shit around him.
This is going to be my 4th cycle. This is going to be my 4th presidential cycle. Watching the way that these online populist lefties operate. And it seems to be getting worse. Meta with $5 off topic. Marathon update. WSTR shoddy nerfed versus blue and
Will it
above
be the
shields.
4th time?
I think I'm good on Marathon.
The 4th time of not learning the lesson. When are we gonna learn are we gonna learn the lesson when it's far too late, when we're in like a nuclear apocalypse? I would just like to know when we're gonna actually learn the lesson. When are people like Hutch gonna learn the lesson? Even when they acknowledge the truth of the matter that people have leftists have long since said, they'll just be like, well, they were still wrong in this way, or they were too mean. They were too mean. That's the other one. It was like they were too mean about it. They said I was complicit in genocide. They said I was a big dummy. It's like, I don't know when they're gonna wake up, man. It seems like never. Him and Ira did say some real stupid shit last night in LNL. I don't know if Pisco wanted to argue about Hassan again. Nobody wants to go over that for a billion years. It's just... That is just apparently what the conversations have been. And Pisco, understandably, is just like, man, holy fuck. When is this ever going to end? It all revolves around Israel. Say, everyone's obsessed with like Israel. They're like obsessed with hating Jews, and they like reduce it down to that. And they're like, why don't you focus on these other things? And it's like, that's probably because like this particular conflict has a particular stronghold, right, over like politicians, right? If you're an occupied government, that needs to be discussed. That conversation, that topic needs to be like highly focused in on, because then you can't trust a system that is working against your interests when you have people like Ted Cruz saying, well, I got into politics to help Israel. Like, okay, man, we need to have a conversation maybe here. It's on one, so Hutch wants to talk about it less. Well, it's like you just look like a fucking. I mean, you look like a fucking asshole doing it at the. Well, you look like Fuentes basically. Except, actually, it's worse than Fuentes because it's a current day thing going on with tons and tons and tons of evidence, like, at your disposal at any moment in time, right? Oh my god. This guy's an asshole. Really, dude? What a fucking prick. No, you're not gonna get the punch on me, faggot. Anyway. There's tons and tons of evidence. There's tons of evidence for the Holocaust too. But what I'm saying is, like, at this current, it's like the most accessible, like, straightforward, like, you can find this, it's like up to date and everything. And it's while it's happening, so your rhetoric has an impact in minimal ways, but like enough rhetoric spreading out where like people just constantly deny, you know, the current genocide, or like advocate for it. Like it's kind of important to like whether or not things will be stopped or not, or things can be like, I don't know, like it's worse in this regard. And then also, it seems like it's done in this interest of not because like I know that they have like a general Islamophobic tendency, but it's not even this like vested interest of like this idea. It's crazy. I don't understand, man. Like Fuentes doesn't have like enough power personally at this current moment. He does have power, like an influence, but it's not quite the same. The stuff that he's getting is basically just, he basically got Trump. He's not happy. Like Zionists are getting what they want, basically. It was like live and learn too, but it was unbelievable. Yeah. I don't know if we have F-bombs in chat. But we do have somebody else that I missed. Hutch is my boy. Failed by Kyle Ralkin. No, so let's see. Let's zoom in on these. There we go. Really need a vote of no confidence if that option wins. We start over and the people involved in the current race are not allowed to run. I would love to. When a streamer starts relying on the fans, the content dries up fast. It's one thing when small creators do it. You can't go from BBC and college stores to debating Joker 92. True.
I think I'm good for a little bit. I'm playing Death Stranding 2 on PC now.
Oh, awesome.
I'm gonna do some walking. We're gonna do some walking.
Cool.
Dazvidania with $2. You should send this to Pisco. He'd laugh. Probably, yeah. Not better. I'm being a bit more.
Okay. MAGA literally tried to overthrow an election. At least some of these people are pushing back. At least
I'm aware. I mean, I did everything I possibly could have. Well, maybe that's not true. Maybe I could have done more. I mean, has anyone ever really done everything they could have? I feel like I made great efforts for the last fucking 10 years to get people to take elections seriously and not do these crazy false equivalences and to vote for Democrats who were in opposition to Donald Trump. Like, vote for the only Democrat, the only candidate who could have beat Donald Trump. I've done that.
Did you advocate for stronger progressive, like, candidates? Or did you, like, dwindle it down to, like, oh, there's only so much we can do? Did you advocate in the interest of people that were anti-genocide advocates? Or people that would advocate, yeah, like, I just, like, did you advocate, strong, did you put any, like, stock into, like, having, like, any serious principles and morals in any of your candidates, right? Did you take any of that seriously at all? You probably should have. You can't just, like, be like, we'll just take any corporatist, Democrat. We'll just willy-nilly, who cares? And then get, like, ultimately mad when people are not satisfied and they're saying, if this person is, like, the candidate, I'm not fucking voting for this piece of filth. Because literally no one cares. Like, he doesn't understand that no one gives a shit that each candidate that you get as a Democrat, like Biden, for example, they do enough, right? They do enough for a while. But if they have specific things that they're doing that are against your morals and principles on a fundamental level, that advocate against your interests, like weighing everything, It's like I can't, you know, I can't in good conscience want to have that repeat again with Harris.
3 election cycles in a row now.
At least some of them are pushing back a little bit, I guess.
Generally,
Sure.
but I mean, just like
Sure.
No, the person said Ogre Boy versus Tim Pool. And basically Hutch goes, well, I hate Ogre Boy equally to Tim Pool. That Ogre Boy's beliefs are as harmful. I think he causes as much harm in the world as Tim Pool.
Okay, you're filling in some blanks there, but okay.
It's an insane proposition.
I agree. And just I agree. It would be insane to suggest that Ogre Boy does as much damage as Donald Trump. But like, I hate the movie Miss Congeniality. Like, I fucking hate that movie. And I hate MAGA. You know?
But your
it's
wording was
they're both
specific.
hatred, but
Like,
it's a
we're
different...
criticizing your language here, your specific language here. Because if your specific language here is, you know, suggesting that I hate them the same as if they're equal, then obviously Jstlk is going to be like, that's really stupid. That's a really stupid take. Now, sometimes we say things that we don't really mean it in that specific way. So, I mean, like, hey, you know. Work with that, you know? You don't actually mean that. I believe that you probably don't actually mean that. But still, it does seem like you have enough of a focus. You know what? I don't even know how much I actually believe that. You know what? I'm starting to think this motherfucker is like, he is really basically like, because if you're willing to vote for John Fetterman, dude, if you're willing to go diet MAGA over like someone more progressive, then like I don't really trust you, man. I think you're probably on the right. Oh, you're functionally on the right, I think. What's up, Ah?
Kind of hate. But I hate Miscongeniality with like the fire of 1,000 suns. I just hate that movie. My family had a holiday tradition where we would all go to the movie theaters together on, you know, like Christmas Eve or something like that. And the men in the family were always outnumbered by the women. You know, I had 4 older sisters. And so, you know, we were always watching like romantic comedies on the Christmas for the holiday season. And one year, there was some sci-fi film that was out that I really wanted to watch. And we got outvoted, like we did every fucking time. And instead of seeing a sci-fi blockbuster film, I had to sit there and watch fucking Miscongeniality. And it brings up bad memories. It makes me angry and upset. But that doesn't mean like if I hate Miscongeniality and I hate MAGA, that doesn't mean that I think the film Miscongeniality does the same amount of damage as MAGA. But there is an argument that you can make. General, kind of the online populist anti-democrat party left, I dislike them just as much as MAGA at this point. It's just years of this now. What's your favorite rom-com? I'm gonna go with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. No, for like rom-com, I like some rom-coms.
A sentiment would apply where like I hate libs, right? I hate liberals. I would never suggest that they're exactly the same as MAGA, right? Because MAGA is on another level of delusion. I think that would just be insincere to say that they're on the same scale or hate them the same. So like, okay, if you don't mean that, you don't mean that, okay? But like, it's close enough to where I think it should be probably pinpointed that this guy is just, he's not really a meaningful ally.
I like some rom-coms. What's the one about? There's a rom-com from the 90s.
He is basically the white
about,
moderate.
an Olympics
he really is the white moderate, man. What's that F-bombs video where he was talking about how he's the white moderate? Do we have that? Hutch, maybe. Where is your channel, F-bombs? Is it this? There you go.
And if it takes 100 years...
If it takes 100 years. Like, this incrementalist, like, approach is crazy, man. Because the incrementalist idea is basically just like, we just have to work really, really hard and eventually we'll get there. And it's like, you should push for the best things possible. You should push for the most progressive policies possible, the most progressive candidates. Why not? Is what I'm saying. Because these things appeal to people. Make the argumentations why it should appeal to people. If you explain like most aspects of like socialism to people in like, you know, pretty basic ways, like most people would be on board for it, man. It's crazy.
To beat MAGA, you need to be okay with that.
Lukewarm acceptance is much more bewildering than outright rejection.
Listen, I don't give a fuck, man. I will be the last fucking liberal standing. I swear to God, I don't care.
I think there are many whites who act friendly toward Negroes. The fox acts friendly toward the lamb. And usually the fox is the one who ends up with the lamb chop on his plate. The wolf doesn't act friendly, and therefore the wolf has more difficulty.
Here's the problem with trying to ostracize Hassan too, because you're trying to ostracize like a larger and larger portion of the left that fundamentally do agree with a decent port. Libs eventually, that's the thing. Libs eventually agree with the leftists. They're just the last ones on board. And then they pretend like they've always had those positions or whatever. Or that, no duh, this was always, it always lasts. They're always last, bro. Listen, that's the problem with being a lib, man.
Getting the lamb chopped in his plate.
Really what you're talking about, guys, is pushing us closer.
Also, the quote that Vosh had where it's like, liberal Zionists are worse than white moderates. This is true. Because if you're like a liberal Zionist, you're in function, you're like pro-rape. You're in function pro-genocide. Like, what is the, like... It is like an oxymoron. Is that the right phrasing? It's like a contradiction to even like liberal and Zionist. It doesn't even like feel real. Like these things shouldn't belong together, necessarily speaking, you know? Like you're in support of ethno states. What are we talking about, man?
And this is just a logical continuation. This is just a logical through line, okay?
Like we're pro-ethnic cleansing because like at one point, like the Jewish people were oppressed by, you know, Germans, right? As were a lot of other different people. So even by this logic too, you would have to go with this idea of like gay people need like, I don't know, like specific victims of specific oppression would have to have their own like specific center focused states or countries or something like that too. That's the other thing. You'd have to go with like all gay. I don't know, dude. I don't understand. All people who are communists deserve their own state because they were victims of the Holocaust. They're all, yeah, you know, because it wasn't just ethnic backgrounds that they were targeting, although that was certainly the case, right? It was sexualities, it was political ideology. Like if we went off this like idea of like people deserving like their own specific states because they were victims of, you know, past atrocities, like it just, I don't know.
The country closer to actual civil war. That is what we're talking about.
You study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise. It's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro, who actually differs from the white conservative, and in the same way that the fox differs from the wolf.
Like Donald Trump is trying to do a lot of things, and he's being constrained by the girthy fucking cock of American liberal democracy, and he's paying a political price for all of this corruption and overreach.
If this is being constrained, man, like it's not enough. If you think this is enough, then I don't know. I wouldn't trust you to. Thank God Hutch is not any power, like in any position of power at all. Like, I'm so thankful for that. Now, to be fair to Hutch, we have people worse in charge, okay? But man, if he thinks that's enough, you know, things are getting done, guys. Things are getting done. Things are getting done. Meanwhile, we have what? The multiple meltdowns that this guy has been on, where like it's clearly he's just unhinged and unstable. What was it? Trump rant. Wait, can we just pull up secular talk and we can just pull up the exact... I don't feel like looking for it on Twitter or whatever. I know what I'm talking about. But then he just go on a tirade of like 40 posts on Truth Social or whatever. And he posts like AI videos of him like having blood smeared on his head or something like that. And then some creepy like song like with the lyrics of insinuating that he's going to like drop something or whatever. Like this is, you know, his life's about to end or some shit like that. Where is this? Calls bluff, checkmates him. Complete mental breakdown.
Now, I don't know about...
Like, do you want this guy in charge? No, obviously not. I thought he pinpointed the actual tweets, but, you know. It's cool. Wait, we can find it on Twitter. I'm sure it's out there real quick. It's not sufficient, man. Trump rant. There was the one AI video where he's like smearing blood. AI videos. Dude, it was creepy, bro. No, that's weird. I think we all know what I'm talking about. I don't feel like looking for it for like a billion years.
It's the same. Their motives are the same. It's only their mannerisms and methods that differ.
MLK was way more effective than Malcolm X, by the way. We should talk about that.
First, I must confess that over the past few years, I have been gravely disappointed with the white moderate.
Martin Luther King was way more effective, way more influential, did way more to get civil rights and voting rights over the finish line.
Down here, versus like that.
You think that was easy for him? You think that was easy for black civil rights leaders? Do you think that was easy for black people in the context of the struggle for civil rights?
In recent years, I've come to see that these are often the people who stand in the way of progress.
It literally disenfranchised them for 100 years after emancipation. They had way more of a justification to be black-pilled. And what did we see? You know, like, what did they do? It was decades of activism, decades of electoral engagement, and, you know, not advocating that we, like, potentially end liberalism because they didn't have their rights protected, you know.
I have almost reached the regrettable conclusion.
None of this stuff should have to take decades, man. It really shouldn't, man. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. None of this shit should be taking decades. That's not a good system. That's just not.
That the Negro's great stumbling block in his stride toward freedom is not the white citizens' counselor or the Ku Klux Klaner, but the white moderate, who is more devoted to order than to justice.
Why would you take any steps to unravel the liberal American democratic order? Why would you actively, why? When it's getting worse for Donald Trump, when he's losing, why would you not take every step at your disposal to prevent a civil war?
And they end up more devoted to order than to justice, and are more devoted to maintaining a sort of negative peace, which is merely the absence of tension, than gaining a positive peace, which is the presence of justice.
And if you're just going to appeal to, well, what happens if he, you know, what happens if he tries to rig the midterms? Well, at that point, obviously, we're in a new situation. And we can't do anything now. I mean, no Fed posting, but like, if we get to that point, like, listen, if we get to the midterms and Donald Trump tries to like seize voting machines,
watch something happen during the midterms, and watch Trump do something in the midterms, and he's like, guys, we cannot be violent at all. We can handle this through the court system, through the judicial. Congress will stop it. Blah 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 blah. Watch that happen. Watch that happen. I hope it doesn't happen, but dude, I bet you that would be his response. Now I'll be surprised if he actually follows through on saying, you know what? I'm with you guys on this. I'm with you guys. I would be shocked. Not gonna lie to you guys. It'd be insane to see that. I need more heavy ammo. That's what I need. We need more heavy ammo. That's what we need right now.
And nullify the election, and then fucking, I guess the military backs him in this coup or whatever. Then at that point, it's on like Donkey Kong.
And every time you move to try to solve the problem, they will respond by saying, you're moving too fast, you ought to cool off, you should put on brakes.
Exactly.
They don't live in the same reality that I live in. Destiny seems to live in
Hutch literally has said, guys, incrementalism, like, it takes a long time, man. You guys expect everything, like, way too fast. You don't expect enough from politicians. That's the problem, Hutch. You don't expect enough. You're used to these fucking losers just doing nothing for you. And you just expect that. In fact, you worship that. You're able to afford worshiping that. You're in a position of privilege that a lot of people are not in, where you can kind of afford, you know, certain things not being done in your interest, in everyone's interest, really. 2028 is going to be a crazy year. Oh, man. I'm dreading it. Wait, on one hand, I'm dreading it. On another, I'm not. Because we get closer to, hopefully, Trump being out of office. Or already being dead, depending on what's happening. What's already happened before 2028. But, man. Oh, it's probably not going to be good. It's probably not going to be a good year. We'll see. We'll see.
reality where things are getting like worse in terms of Trump's like power and his political influence. But that's not reality. He is losing the culture war. He's losing the political war.
Who constantly says, I agree with you in the goal you seek,
I will
but I cannot
say-
agree with your methods of direct action.
It is a good sign that he's losing like more support, but he still has a lot of power and a lot of control. Where are we at on that impeachment, by the way, or that like 25th Amendment? Where are we at on that? Where are we at on that? Why is this taking forever, guys? Thought we were working on this. What is the status on doing the 25th Amendment on Trump? What's the status? Where are we at on this? Can we get specifics? Five days ago, filed a bill. Maryland Democrat, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Invoke the 25th Amendment. Can it be used? Blah, blah, trust, blah, blah, blah. Is there like a update on any of this? According to the bill, the findings of the commission would have the power to temporarily remove Trump only if J.D. Vance signed. No. I'm so a liberal at this point. No, get rid of him now. Bye. Gone. You want fucking J.D. Vance's approval? Fuck off. Fuck off. Modern progressives are nominalists. Nominalism destroys society. Yeah. Wait. What? Nominalism. Nominalism. I don't think I've heard of this. Doctrine that universals or general ideas are mere means do not actually exist. I mean, do not actually. They're merely names or labels. There are two main versions. I mean. MLK was controlled by the CIA with blackmail of gay orgies. I feel like that's fake news. Impeachment again. What's the definition of insanity? Dude, yeah, the 25th Amendment. No more impeachments. It's not doing anything. It's basically just like a finger wag. And in effect, just get rid of this fuck. It's dude. Democrats are experts at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Yeah, no, get rid of this fuck. I don't care. And right now, if there was ever a version of like this liberal democracy that works, that like I could be okay with, it's not how it functions now, man. We need a whole reconstruction. We need to like reform a whole lot of shit before I get on board with this whole system again at all, if ever. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Paternalistic as he believes, he can set the timetable for another man's freedom.
We had 100 years of fucking Jim Crow. 100 years of fucking Jim Crow.
And America. All those lives taken when we could have probably, I don't know, man. It's probably, I don't know, man. It could have, I don't know. Yeah.
Can you imagine like this kind of attitude in, you know, like 1872?
Like this is the system that you have to work in, though. And it's like if you didn't have to work within that system, and if you could have advocated, and people would have been more amenable, you know, to different ideas. What if we weren't so held back by a fucking loser pieces of shit like you? I think we would have got shit done so much faster, potentially. Get rid of money in politics, have ranked choice voting. Yeah, it was never, yeah. How much money you have to spend to get your political capital is crazy to get on the board legitimately. I don't know, man. Is this an old stream where you talked about... No, I just pulled up your video. If you want to hop on real quick, F-bombs, and commentate, you're welcome to. But I just pulled up this video because I had remembered that you posted this.
Years of constant activism and political and electoral strategy, and you know, it took 100 fucking years. And if it takes 100 years to beat MAGA, you need to be okay with that.
I'll be dead. I'd rather us not have to take 100 fucking years. My entire fucking lifetime, you sped. You fucking sped. Oh. Oh my god, holy shit. Yeah, man, if I have children, my children have to fight fucking MAGA. Holy shit, man.
Be okay with that possibility of taking elections seriously and the possibility of close elections for the rest of your fucking life. And the point is
You have
to
to be
try to set
okay
up the
with
next
close election after close election after close election. And every time we lose an election from Republicans, every time they make things phenomenally worse. Like they deserve like a special fucking award. Bush deserves a special fucking award. Reagan deserves a special fucking award. Fucking Trump, especially by this point, deserves a special fucking award for how much they fuck our country, you stupid fucking... Oh my god, holy shit. Or just... It's like that meme of just like, you know, Batman, I think we're destined to do this. Just endlessly loop on this forever and ever. You and me. As like us with like Republicans. Because you just want us to die. Why do you want us to all die here? In this loop. Where you let these fucking morons think that they're sentient, that they're not cattle. Universal suffrage is the problem. Just realized got here while I was talking. Okay. Yeah, again, I said you're welcome to hop on if you want to talk about Hutch being an idiot here, but all up to you.
Generation, try to position them as well as they can possibly be positioned to move progress in a forward direction. That's the job.
Who lives by a mythical concept of time, and who constantly advises a Negro to wait for a more convenient season. Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will.
Oh man, MLK was not fucking wrong there. Holy shit. Guys, we can do the 25th Amendment on Trump if JD Vance signs off on it. Guys, if we just convince JD Vance that he's wrong, if we just make the most compelling argument for JD, dude. Really? This is the system you want to function in? Where we can only get rid of this fucking loser if his fucking sycophant fucking agrees with us? Legally? Come on, man. It's a compromise system. The vice president, fucking JD Vance, is not agreeing to this. What's up, F-Bombs?
Yeah. Here's the thing that the libs just don't get.
Yeah.
Is the only reason they ever move left is because they get so uncomfortable from the left, it becomes untenable.
Yeah.
And so all he's really doing is say, stop making me uncomfortable. I don't want to have to do anything. And that's the entire Democratic movement. So it's like people just need to realize it's not Hutch, it's all of them. This is the general philosophy. They moved to the right when the right dominated making fun of them because they were siding with the left. Then when the left had legitimate pushback to like the phraseology and ideology he has, which is stop complaining about racism because it's better than when Jim Crow was here. So what do you want? you know, they believe literally in the middle. When I used to do like the political improv show online,
yeah,
this dude used to play like the enlightened ultimate centrist, and it really was like, how can I middle ground slavery? How can I middle ground oppression? It's like, why are you screaming for more and making it worse when it's better than it used to be? That's not going to change. That's going to be his ideology, and whatever he has to say and whatever they have to say to make that the ideology, that's what they're going to do.
It's just like, I don't even understand why you would be like such a sycophant for the system in the first place. It's like, it's not even in your own interest. I have to imagine it's just propaganda and comfortability and stupidity at this point.
Well,
Comfortable.
I think part of what people also in this specific space kind of don't allocate is that all the way back since at least like October of 2023, when it's really before that, but these people have been financially incentivized to this opinion, but they all believe they've come here on their own. So they have this ingrained belief based on them getting paid to have this ingrained belief. And so there's no need to analyze it anymore. They just have to keep defending it. And now it's gotten to the point where it's like listening to MAGA. The defenses make no sense. They do whataboutism. They're just identical. They work themselves into untenable positions. What did he say today? That like, yeah, the left was right, but like them taking credit for it is ridiculous. And like, it's no different than the PV people that called me crazy and all came around and called Kilo crazy, and then all came around to just accept that it was real, but they never go back and analyze what that has meant to this whole project here. Like, these are still, whether they're getting paid or not, they're still political operatives. These aren't just streamers anymore.
Yeah, there's no acknowledgement of like learning anything at all, or anything that they have learned. It's like, yeah, I'm just never going to give you the credit for saying it first. Therefore, maybe I should re-examine my entire political ideology wholeheartedly. It's just like a dismissal of, it really is, it feels like it's just basically, it's vibes, man. It really is. Like,
yeah.
It feels like, I feel like when I was watching him, this wasn't on our stream here because we were watching this, his coverage or whatever, and he was going over like this, like, admittedly, she is a little cringe, but it's like this lady that's like venting her frustrations about stuff like that. And It's basically, it literally is verbatim. The vibe gives me the old reactionary sentiment towards, SJWs back in the past, where it's like, it's all like, oh, this person's kind of like cringe, and it's like, so therefore there's this like more you're more prone to be like, I disagree with this because this person's acting erratic or ridiculous about this. Now, admittedly, there are things that at that time and even now where they'll say some ridiculous stuff. Obviously, everyone has certain disagreements, or there's certain things that go a little over the line. But it's like she was saying like pretty rational things for the most part. Like, it's like there was not anything like too ridiculous, and it's just like this notion of like, oh, I don't want to agree with this. I have no argument, but I don't want to agree with this because this person said it here.
Well, do you remember the Jstlk stream by any chance when all the Destiny stuff came out, and Saltman and Relly and Max were all on the call at the same time?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And so Relly the whole time had said like, here's kind of the problem I have with it, and like argued to defend that position. And then as soon as Max gave basically the same position, Relly took the opposite position of himself earlier in the stream. And it was just like the clearest example of how literally their emotions will dictate what is acceptable. Even going again, like the old Key and Peele Obama sketch, where he's like, we're going to open the border, and Republicans are like, oh, yes. Or like the other way around. He's like, we're going to end migration, and the Republicans are like, no, more migration.
It's a lot of rationality of like emotional feelings, and learning, it's like everyone kind of knows this like intuitively, but like really understanding that most of politics, not even just streamer politics or just like the actual politics, is vibes. Like the culture is vibes, and like my emotional feelings, let me just make an erratic like, defense of like, say Kamala's behavior of trying to appeal to Liz Cheney, or are Republicans just being a diet Republican. It's like, oh, we have to appeal to those people. Then it's like, oh, if she's trying to do progressive, if she like veered towards progressive things, it's like that would be too far. That would be too far. Appealing.
Well, I was just going to ask you, like,
being
what's the goal?
That would be too far.
What's the ultimate goal of centrism, or like what's the ultimate goal of incrementalism? Where are they trying to go?
Nowhere. It seems like
they're like a speed limit. They're not a destination.
Yeah, it's basically just like, what can we? Okay, I kind of get in theory to some degree that. Okay, I get the idea that realistically, not everything that we want is going to happen, because there's certain blockades, there's certain, people that we have to influence over a period of time. But it's like, it's always just like, we can just do the bare minimum.
Well, wait. You're listen to what you're saying though. You're saying we can incrementally move towards an ultimate goal.
Yeah.
They don't have an ultimate goal.
Well, they'll say they'll have a goal, and there'll be
of
some
what?
Goals.
They don't want
enough
universal health care.
Those goals to be done. First of all, and at a faster rate. That's the first thing. Like, to actually push on that, and then get more out of that. They're just like, they're comfortable with whatever politicians they vote in to do the bare minimum of their job.
Where does the center want to pull the left?
To the right.
Where does the center want to pull the right?
To the right.
No, the center wants to pull the right to the center.
Oh, I mean, like, I know what you're saying, but like, I actually unironically think to some degree they want to pull more people to the right on the center. I think the center is more to the right than like the center even thinks.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying people they don't want to go to the right of Republicans.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to be Republican without the craziness.
Well, that's why I say in functionality, some of these people like Hutch are like, they'll have some agreements that we share that are good, but it's not enough. Like, especially on something like foreign policy. Again, this is why I like kind of make the distinction that they're kind of like American supremacists, because it's basically like, we want progressive. We have progressive values, but for us, you know what I mean? It's kind of how it reads to me, where it's like, I care about Americans. I don't care about, any other thing that Americans do to any other place, because it suits our interests.
But that's an emotion. That's not a policy. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Their ideological position of even what they write into policy is only incremental movement, and they'll move to the left until that becomes more difficult, and then because they don't have any ideology, they'll work against the left moving towards the right, because all they're trying to do is appeal to masses. But they don't want actual change. So, like, if they want incremental change in an arbitrary direction, they're like a compass, not like a direction. Like, this is kind of what I'm saying, is you can't have a legitimate argument for your ultimate belief if all you're trying to do is move somebody away from their belief towards the center. Like, you can't offer a vision of how we're actually going to help. You have to offer it in harm reduction.
Well, it's done with the idea that we're trying to have everyone get along, trying to find like a compromise. It's the can I get human rights or whatever, and then like the other person's like, I want to kill all of your people, or I want to. Yeah, you know what I mean? And then it's like the person in the middle is like, compromise? Let's find a compromise here. And it's like, these are, they don't function with each other. It just doesn't work well.
No, you're right. Their belief is rooted in the emotion of the moment.
Yeah.
You know, Wick being a free speech warrior, right? To my face, where Jews should actually fight for the rights of Nazis to protest outside of their temple, you know, for free speech.
God forbid you write an article saying yes, all Jews, that heavily.
God forbid you rip down a poster.
Condemns, you know, or, you know, holds accountable like an entire group of your people. You have a strong condemnation of your people, and you know, and the larger effect that you have. It's like saying like, I can't believe you would denounce all men, or you would hold men accountable for rape culture, or like how we treat women and shit like that. It's like, how could you do that for Jewish people? Like, it's like it's a ridiculous notion of like you can't talk about this, otherwise you're anti-Semitic, and like we can just write you off. It's like I don't.
And look how hard it is. Look how hard it is for them to like back off of that.
Dude, he like spat.
Right?
He was the Fane of Zion. He just couldn't help himself. He has to like.
I mean, from my personal DMs with him to his public fucking freakouts.
Yeah.
Has he ever been like, you know what, I apologize? Or like you see Hutch, he's like, yeah, we did, like I kind of did support doxing and deporting people who were fighting for this cause that we're trying to raise awareness. But like, I'm not going to give them any credit for being right. I mean, people are just right. They're just correct now. The lefties just, they're yelling about it actually created apathy, and the left trying to raise awareness is why it took so long for me to even notice. Their fault. It's just wild stuff, but it'll always be though. Did you see Cory Booker? Did you see Booker's speech recently?
No, I haven't.
He blames the voters for their loss.
Of course he does. Where was his speech?
It was at the Michigan rally.
Oh, okay, Cory.
That they just had. Like, they just had the Michigan DNC, basically, where all the candidates spoke, and I think Bernie might have spoke. But I'm going to let you get back to it. You should definitely watch Booker's speech, because Hutch falls directly in line. For you to be able to keep this agenda, you have to act like MAGA. There's no way around it.
Pretty much.
But,
I'm probably
brother,
about to eat here real quick, but I'm going to be streaming at least until 7. I might take a minor break and eat really quick, but I'm definitely going to cover a little bit more Hutch in this Cory Booker speech.
All right, word.
All right, cool.
We have a powerful man in office right now, and I'm going to tell you this. He cannot be the main character of the American story.
I wonder if it's this he's referring to in terms of blaming the voters. F-Bombs, if you're still watching, can you link me directly where he, a video where he blames the voters? Maybe it's in this speech. Okay, let me use the restroom and eat real quick. I'll probably try to be like 15 minutes max. Probably less than that, honestly.
We are the main character of our story.
Let's see if he blames really quick before I go.
And it is time for a new deal again, because the current deal is not working when Americans can't afford their health insurance. The current deal is not working when people can't afford to buy a home. The current deal is not working when you can't hold it like it is. You see, we have a hold it like it is. After our primary, Hillary Clinton was our nominee. There were some people, not all people, not even most people. Some people said, well, I don't like her. I don't
Okay.
agree with everything she says. I saw with Kamala Harris. There are too many people that say, I don't agree with her on everything. I mean, 90 out of 100, I agree with her, but those 10, I can't do it. Well, you may disagree with her on 10% of her views, but you let someone get in office who you disagree with on everything. You let somebody get in office who's locking up our children. You let somebody in office who's taking away our health care.
On the bright side, he's never going to be president. You know, I really hate a fake ass bitch. And I know that this bad Obama impersonation is impressive to some people, but a lot of us know.
They also do this to like more progressive candidates. They continuously blockade more progressive candidates. They're always functionally like trying to get in the way of what voters want to see more often, or what voters want but don't even realize in terms of candidates.
There's no
They
righteousness.
tried to do this to Mamdani.
This war criminal enthusiast. Allow me to call it like it is. Timo Obama stands up there in Michigan, the place that has one of the largest Lebanese, Palestinian, and Arab populations in the country, to scold them about how sure they lost their family in the genocide that the candidate refused to stop supporting. But if it's only like 10% of the issues, you have no excuse not to support the kid. Wait, what's that? Oh, this you? Right. He refused to support Zohran Mamdani because Mamdani opposing genocide and supporting taxing the rich was 10% too much for Booker. So Mr. Potato Head over here wants to put on his sincere eyes and lecture you about how that Holocaust that you're forced to fund and financially support is just like 10% of the issue, so get over it. But he, of course, wouldn't hold himself to that same standard because the Democratic Party can never fail you. You can only fail the Democratic Party. And when he's not voting for Trump nominees or grandstanding for a book tour, he's nowhere to be found. Oh, wait, found you.
Hold it like it is. After our primary, Hillary Clinton was our nominee. There was some people, not all people.
Oh wait, was that it? Okay, cool. Yeah. What a ridiculous, absurd person. All right, I'll be back. 10 minutes, 15 maybe.
player who gets injured and can't play hockey anymore. And so instead, and he's like a rough around the edges hockey player, you know, real kind of, he's got his guard up. He's a real tough, rough kind of guy. The Cutting Edge. Yeah, and then he becomes a figure skater. I like that movie.
Dude, wait. State of Tennessee wants to pass a bill that requires every woman to have at least one child. That doesn't seem real. There's no way. That's like literally rape. Let's just legalize rape, basically.
Would like to require every woman in the state have at least one child. They passed a law that...
Is it just me, or is this like volume here very low here?
Require every woman in the state.
That's low. What is up with the volume on this?
Tennessee.
Lady, turn your volume up.
Would like to require every woman in the state have at least one child. They passed a law that allows hospitals to require that you have at least one child before they will tie your tubes. The Medical Defense Act allowed a Catholic hospital to legally cancel a woman's sterilization surgery because they said they had a duty to protect her sacred fertility. What the hell is that? Their so-called ethics committee said that she was too young and that she hadn't had a child yet, so they wouldn't perform the surgery, meaning that she has to have at least one child before they will let her tie her tubes. You shouldn't be a doctor if you're a religious nut job. And in Tennessee, you can't end your pregnancy even if you've been violently assaulted. And since only 1% of assaults actually lead to jail time in this country, it's legal to assault women in this country, let's be honest. Republicans are doing everything they can to require women to have at least one child in this country. And there are plenty of violent men out
I
there
said like Republicans are like terrorists, basically. That's basically true.
ready to assist them. They don't require men
Functionally, how are they different?
to have at least one child before he gets a vasectomy. Every single law that these Republican religious nut jobs pass in the name of their religion brings us one step closer to...
If it was about babies, we'd have excellent and free universal maternal care. You wouldn't be charged a cent to give birth, no matter how complicated your delivery was. If it was about babies, we'd have months and months of parental leave for everyone. If it was about babies, we'd have free lactation consultations, free diapers, free formula. If it was about babies, we'd have free and excellent child care from newborns on. If it was about babies, we'd have universal preschool and pre-K and guaranteed after-school placements. True. Insane. In Wisconsin, there were Republican-controlled legislator perverse laws that allow adult men to marry minor females to escape child rape charges. Read the mandates to 18. Failed for the third time. 34 states allow child marriage. Ask questions. Youngest marriage age allowed by law, 16. 3,000 children married. 3,088. 82% of children married. 2,000 to 2019 were girls wed to adult men. Percentage of males. Holy shit, man. Holy fuck. Unwell culture. Unwell.
That movie. Lars and the Real Girl is a phenomenal movie, but I wouldn't call it like a rom-com. I'm a fan of Pretty Woman. I think Pretty Woman is good. What are some other ones that are like not bad? Sleepless in Seattle is good. I agree. That's a good one. Brokeback Mountain is my favorite romantic comedy. I would not call that a rom-com. When Harry Met Sally is really good. I agree. That's a good one. Don't like 50 First Dates. Crazy Stupid Love. Yes, that's my answer. Yes, 100%, 100,000%. Crazy Stupid Love is 100,000% my favorite rom-com. I fucking love that movie. I love that movie. I freaking love that movie.
Wow.
What's Kevin Bacon's name again? Fuck, what's that character's name
All
again?
these amazing movie takes. So happy to hear these. So good. So awesome. So wholesome. Wholesome Chungus.
It's such a good climb. Some parts of that film where you're like, wow, David Lindhagen. Yeah. Nathan, thanks so much for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate it, buddy. Mr. Kralamus with 27 months. And I told you guys what they were going to do. I told you guys exactly what they were going to do. These people are so transparent.
I told you exactly what they were going to do. What could it be that he told us? Because I know that he said, hey, don't vote for us then. And then they're like, okay, don't hold it against us. And then Hutch held it against them.
I told one guy.
You told that one guy, and the sentiment still applies, though. Sentiment applies. We could do it without you guys. We could do it without leftists. That was the sentiment. Not just that one guy, but okay, bro.
Don't vote for Kamala. Fuck you. I told one guy, don't vote for her. Go get fucked. We'll do it without you. And I'm gonna tell that same guy the same thing. Let me see if I can find it.
Dude, the worst
was like
timeline.
a partisan Green Party voter.
The worst absolute timeline we could get, but the funniest at the same time, is we just have this all repeat again, where we get someone literally. Let's say literally we have Harris as the primary candidate again. And then say Trump runs again or something, for whatever reason. You know, he decided to run for whatever reason. We're still allowing him run. You know, he's not dead yet. He hasn't been 25th Amendment, dude. And then, right, like the election happens, the debates happen. It's just a repeat, and liberals do not learn their lesson. And she loses again. I might actually go insane. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I might actually go bad empanada insane. I might actually like just completely give up. Dude. No lessons learned. And then the worst part will be if that timeline happens and it's the same result, then another 4 years of Trump just causing more and more chaos, and things get worse and worse and worse, and the same conversation is just repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. No liberals learn anything. They don't learn how useless they are. Dude, I might actually give up on humanity. I might actually do it. Well, not really that far, but like I'm going to be like, dude, I'm just gonna stop. Dude, I'm just gonna stop having any faith in any of this going anywhere. It's already close. It's already close to there. I have minor hope. Holy shit. Just imagine. Oh my god, dude. Oh my. We get like Newsom or Harris. Especially if it's Harris again. And it's just nothing. We get nothing out of it. It's just a waste. It's a whole waste of a primary candidate slot.
who it was like every day, like every fucking day, his entire Twitter feed was nothing but it was this guy. Don't vote for her. You are not necessary to this coalition. Now I can't find it. Where the fuck is it?
Hey, I'm good.
Yep, me too, man.
Dude, you better not kill me. I'm gonna be so mad.
It was this guy.
Please don't kill me.
And like his whole Twitter presence during that election was like stuff like this. It was like 20 tweets a day about how he was on the left and he wasn't voting for Kamala Harris. And here's why you shouldn't vote for Kamala Harris. Like, this was not a persuadable voter. This was not someone that was like, you know, Democrats need to give me a reason to vote for them. Like, he wasn't that. He's not that guy. Like, this is one of those Jill Stein idiots. Like, Green Party voters, I think, are genuinely dumber than MAGA. Like, I really believe that. Like, they are on a rung beneath MAGA in terms of intelligence. But there was no universe where this guy was persuadable.
I don't know enough. I feel like in terms of being able to say whether or not Green Party voters are like dumber than MAGA, I think there could be a legitimate argument that like the sentiment is. I emotionally agree with the sentiment that we need like something like a Green Party. We need a third option. We need more options in general than just two parties. I agree with that, but like realistically, are we ever going to get that? And it's like, when are we going to get that? How feasible is that ever going to be? That's kind of the problem. And that's why, like, it seems like the goal is at this point for a reconstruction over time of, like, changing the actual Democratic Party as is. Getting, like, our more progressive voices out there so we don't need to be a third party voice, you know? It's like they're trying to change our party. They're trying to go within, and they're like a parasite. It's like we wouldn't have to do that if third party was viable. You have made it non-viable. The system has made it non-viable. So, of course, that's what you've left. You know, that's what people are going to resort to, is trying to change that party from within. Yeah. So now you're mad that that's happening. So wait, we can't have a third party because it's like, oh, like we don't need you guys, right? Go build your own party. Try to build their own party. Oh, you guys are getting in the way. Okay. Try to change the party as is. Oh, why are you trying to invade our party? It's like, well, it seems like that's the only like avenue that anyone can take. Like your filth. Can't be dumber than MAGA. MAGA is basically a cult. Yeah, this is true also. Yeah, I don't, yeah, I mean, again, I don't know enough about like Green Party voters in general. Maybe like there's like a delusional aspect to it, probably, but like it can't be dumber than MAGA. I don't think that's the case. I don't know. There's a poll that says Harris is seen as the most likely to fight against Trump and AOC was second. Can we just get AOC instead or something like that? Can we just get a dark horse coming in out of nowhere or something like someone we never expected? Oh my god, dude. No, I don't want Harris. Please, fuck off. Fuck off, you loser. You are a loser. You are the worst. Fuck off.
He had said, you know what I noticed? Kamala Harris supporters never talk about her policies to win us over. It's always shaming and insulting to force us to vote for her like we're children. Just a thought. But this guy is like he's not seriously saying, like, hey, try to convince me. Like, hey, win my vote. Like, he's a partisan Green Party voter. And wait, I said, don't vote for her. You're not necessary to this coalition. We'll get it done without you. Fuck, he literally was expecting us to do, Beg. I'll say it again.
Wait, he literally was saying that. Are we delusional here? Do you speak the language? English? Do you speak English? Like, let's read the tweet again. You know what I noticed? Harris supporters, voters never talk about her policies to win us over. It's always shaming and insulting to force us to vote. He literally just said that.
I'm gonna say the same thing to this guy. Like, if Jstlk is saying that he's like one of these people, then I'll say it to him too. Like, Jstlk, don't vote for Democrats. Don't.
Well, that's the delusional part too. Is this a guy doesn't know anything about Jstlk at all, so he's just like assuming shit. Like, if you knew anything about Jstlk, which he's made clear he doesn't, but like this is a retarded thing to say because Jstlk is like basically a lib. Like he's like a more reasonable, at least from what I can take away, at least by comparison, more reasonable lib. Like Queenman is a more reasonable lib. I'm sure if we probably went through the through lines of like some other like takes or whatever, maybe some of them are pretty stupid, right, to some degree or another. But like, I don't know, man. I'd rather have a lib like Queenman or fucking Jstlk than a lib like fucking Hutch. I'm just gonna say, like, if the lib party was like people like Jstlk and Queenman, in the very least, we would have like, we'd be going a little bit in a better direction, I would say. You know, not to give them like too much credit or anything. Not to say that they're the end all be all of their takes or whatever. No. They're not like perfect, but you know, it's something. Better direction at least. Better positioning. Yeah. I feel like both Jstlk and Queenman would vote for Trump. No clue why. I think that I just do. You were Zoo Phillips. This is a really bad take. That's not even close to true. That's not even remotely true. First of all, here's the first thing. Jstlk's Canadian. Queenman is in the UK. So they couldn't. But the second thing is they are liberal through and through. Liberal through and through. Closer to leftist than actual certain areas, right? They're closer to that perspective by this point, especially, than they are, you know, your classic centrist lib shit. Yeah, no, yeah, that's the wrong position.
Don't do it. Well, is he even an American citizen? Does he live in America? I don't care. I don't care. We're not going to court these people. We're not going to try to like bring them into the fold. That's not going to happen. Is he Canadian? Oh my God. All right, real quick, guys. I have to use the restroom. Give me just a
I would sooner. I do have to say I would sooner trust Canadians at this point than most Americans with their political takes. Just gotta say, it's not a 1-to-1, but I do have to say, I think everyone should have a little bit more of a say in American politics, since America does so much, has so much influence on everything. Yeah. You can't gatekeep this conversation, is what I'm saying. What point are we at? He returns and 105. 105 something. 105.42, I think.
Oh, I love it so much. I'm pretty sure that DMC has the entire stream. Tanja. Oh, I love that song. God, that song takes me back. Cool. That song, but no longer had never been president. God, we had it so good, and we just didn't even know it at the time. Where's the video? Here it is. Okay.
So I wonder what his prediction. What was his prediction about the lefties? Yeah, just any of the lefty types.
They're so obvious about what they're doing. And they rely on people's ignorance to galvanize support online. But it's so obvious what they're doing.
If by liberal you mean they care about private property rights, then yes, I agree, I guess. But both these dudes will vote for whatever makes them money. No, that's just not true. Not at the expense. Not at the. I'm sorry. That's a really bad read, Zoo Phillips. Canadian politics are just as fucked as ours, but as Canada, so no one cares. Yeah, I'm not saying Canada or UK is in a very particular spot where they're that much better, but I would sooner trust their takes as opposed. You know, they have their own problems and their own horrible pundits and voters themselves.
I told you guys a year ago, maybe more than a year ago.
Okay.
I did tell you. I did warn you about them. I look at them now. It's like I think that they found an issue that they think is really good for them. I think they think that for
it is good for them. It's like one of the most quickly changing and escalating in terms of importance issues that exists, and they were on the right side of it and have all of the authority on it. Have all the authority to speak on it. Sound like the people who should be they sound like the people who were. You know, they knew what was going on before you. They have all of the actual authority there, all of the cachet there.
They did.
So, yeah,
I mean,
you can
they
scoff
were
at that
calling
all
it a
you
genocide
want.
on October 8th. Okay.
Yes, they are trying to wheel and deal. They're trying to basically make a thing of it.
They
But
did no
liberals
more.
helped them. Okay, Third
They
Way
did
helped
no
them.
more.
Third Way.
They had the right
explicit-
take on October 8th, 9th, 10th, way before you, Hutch. You're not even close. You're not even close on the mark, bro. You're falling behind. You're falling behind Destiny. You ain't there, bro. All these people, way smarter than you. Way more ahead of the curve. Way more morally upstanding. Way more consistent. They own you. They own you. Oh, man. Wait. People looted through this? Wait, or was this already open? I can never really tell. I'd be surprised if somebody just decided to open all these and never just go through any of them. They're just like, let me just open this for the next person to come through.
Came in and tried to make it an issue. So it's not just them doing it, it's everybody doing it.
For years, it was Medicare for all. And Gordon Chester, San Jose D9. Hutch, brother, if Biden was endorsed by unions in 2020 primary, do you still say he was pulled after being elected? I'm so confused. Like, why? Why are these things mutually exclusive? I don't understand. I don't understand that. Biden was unquestionably pulled to the left after he was elected. I mean, this is just demonstrably the case. Now it's Israel-Palestine, and I think they look at polls showing support for Israel dropping off of a cliff, especially.
He's gonna do the really dumb thing. He's gonna do the really dumb thing.
What am I gonna do?
And try to say, well, but people don't care about domestic. People don't care about foreign policy. People don't care about foreign policy at all.
I mean, they generally don't unless it
it
impacts them. So, like, people do care about Iran because it's impacting them. It's driving prices up.
They do when it affects their oil prices. They do when it affects the cost of everything. They do when it crashes the global economy.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. They do. They absolutely do.
Yeah. Even in the Democratic Party, and they see those polls, and there's like a couple things going on for them when they see those polls. For number one, they take credit for that, which that is hilarious to me. That they think that they did that, which is
they did do that. And again, I can make this argument. Like, but the unfortunate thing for him is I'm not going to be talking about this when I make this argument, so he's going to be incapable of engaging with it.
The online left are taking credit for it. You think they're the reason why public opinion has turned away from Israel?
You want to know?
Yes, considering they probably put the most specific attention onto it. Yes, because they cared about the issue and were, highlighting it on platforms that allowed it to be highlighted on, so it spread it around enough. Even when there was media outlets that were intentionally, suppressing certain information or giving you the wrong conclusions on the information that you were gathering about said topics. Yes, it was unfiltered. It was all out and open. The videos were displayed as they should be of the evidence of the actual, war crimes, numerous war crimes. What are you on about, bro? What is this revisionist thought process where suddenly liberals were on the right side because, we just kind of noticed, like, they were just doing a little bit too much. Like, everyone came to their own conclusions because, it was just, you know, everyone just suddenly realized how bad it was. Like, how do you think people got there? Recharge the shield here. Me and this guy are stuck here. Oh. Me and this guy are in it together. We're in it for the long haul here. Look at this. We did it. Now I must betray you. Okay. Imagine I betray this guy. That'd be so fucked up. That'd be so wrong of me. That'd be so Israeli of me. What's up?
Need some healing or anything?
Let me check. No, I should be straight. Thanks, though.
Cool. I'm just out here picking up some art. I need some resources from them.
Alright, well, safe travels. I'm, gonna go on my own and venture out, loot. What a nice guy. Watch him just shoot me. He's not gonna shoot me, is he? You can never know. And you can never know because I considered shooting him just for fun. The blink of an eye, I could be Israeli or American and just betray my ally. I'm not gonna do it. I want to, but I'm not gonna do it. I just feel too bad. I would just feel too bad. I have too many. I have too many bonded experiences here with this guy. Not too many. I'm acting like we had a whole match together. Like we survived the Holocaust or something. Careful, there's a snitch up there. I don't know if you can hear me. Let's see.
How the lefties did it. I'll tell you after. I'll listen to him, and then I'll tell you exactly how the lefties did it, and the lefties should get credit because it's very obvious. And Hutch doesn't give a. Hutch is just going to Hutch's engagement is Twitter politics. Hey, not that I can blame him. My engagement has largely been for.
I actually, to be clear, you know, like read the news, but okay.
Past year and a half, 2 years, Twitter politics. I'm getting a little more into it now, but I've been, you know, more.
Okay, I do think what Jstlk means by this, in terms of Twitter politics, I think everyone does this, is that there's a lot of information, a lot of sources that you can gather from Twitter, and you are reading a lot of like pundits and different people give their takes or whatever, so that's probably what he means by it. I think literally everyone does the Twitter politics things. People can make fun of the whole like, oh, you get your information from Twitter, but it's like most people kind of do in one way, shape, or form. Remember, these articles that are linked, you don't have to just look at the news on its own course. Like, you're getting fed information that you can click on certain articles, read through them, and stuff like that. So, I don't know. That's why the Hassan is not well researched, because he gets things linked to him on Twitter or whatever is stupid too. These arguments are kind of stupid. I don't think it even works for someone like Hutch as well. I think the problem is like he's like usually looking at sources that are like total dog shit, like are like paid to, you know, minimize certain things or downplay certain things or like outright lie to you. And that's a lot of our mainstream media, unfortunately. That is our climate. These guys are like the last Nazis in Berlin trying to defend Israel to the hilt, ironically, but they're not even doing it well. Like they're kind of trying to like do passive defense where it's like, well, I think Israel bad, but they're not, you know, it's like they have to do this like wiggle room where it's like they have to admit it's bad, but then they're not even good at it at this point, because I can't even describe what they're doing. What they're doing is like, well, it's bad, but like they were wrong. It's that bad. It's like the arguments are that bad at this point. Like, Yeah, Hassan is just morally correct on his takes here. Yeah, like you can even have a fear. Okay. You can have somewhat of a fear. Although, at this point, I don't fucking care if it does happen. Well, I don't know how much I care. It would just vary. But you could have a fear that Hassan would take people in a certain direction or be part of influencing people in a certain direction of going into full left authoritarianism, right? Like getting like a socialist, almost communist country. But it's like, come on, dude. First of all, how realistic is that in our lifetime? That's probably unreasonable. But second of all, most of the people that he's been endorsing that are on that socialist like bent is like Mamdani, who like has been pretty awesome for New York. Pretty awesome for New York. Really? I'm not seeing the whole authoritarian thing until like some revolution takes place. And that will be because the people want it to happen. That will be because the people are finally fed up. And then it's not just in Hassan's hands at that point. Hassan will have a like influence in that, but then once the revolution happens, once a revolution takes place, a violent revolution, mind you, too, and a deconstruction takes place, that can turn into all sorts of things. There's only so much influence by the time, the corpses stack up and whoever's left over that like, you'll even know where the direction turns. Then again, there is a possibility that the fear is he'll normalize this stuff or whatever, and then like through a peaceful revolution, however that pans out, if possible, to be able to change things, he'll be like, I'm concerned it's going to turn into a socialist, communist country or whatever. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like the problem would be if like the people that you had in charge of that system were dictatorial in nature or cult-like in nature. Then it becomes more about who's in charge and how they're making things happen. Like Maoism, the problem with Maoism, from what I can gather, is mostly that it was like, done through a like systematic cult-like, dictator-esque means, like a more authoritarian, like you have to follow it this specific way. And that had like pretty severe negative outcomes, right? There was like a large famine or whatever. It would be more about how the people running the show kind of take it there, right? But like we already have that right now. It's called America. We already have something like that. Like we already have like the capitalist issue right now. Capitalism kind of seems to like be the system that is easier to take advantage of or has been taken advantage of in eating up any other countries that want to go push towards a more communistic or socialist like system. Isn't like Cuba like kind of communist, right? In its system. And wasn't the reason that people had a problem, or like America had a general problem with Cuba, is because Cuba would go out and help other countries reclaim their sovereignty? They would send out their military to help out like oppressed, marginalized, like smaller our countries or something like that, like fight back against their oppressors. Cuban Revolution. Cool. Castro allied with political structure as authoritarian. Wouldn't it still be like considered communist right now? I think it would, wouldn't it? I think people would probably have different. I'm not sure what it currently would be considered right now. I think it would. Despite some limited market reforms, most of the problems with like Cuba as a country is because of like places like America and what it imposes on it. Government continues to dominate the economy, reflecting its communist nature. Despite some limited market reforms, Cuba maintains a one-party socialist state that outlaws political pluralism, restricts civil liberties. Twitter, #1 news source in the world. It's more so like all the certain articles that are linked by certain people, and people tend to like use Twitter a lot, and they'll look through different articles at different times of different source media. Like stuff is always posted on Twitter, like it's breaking news or something like that too as well. It just happens to be like the main source where people always go to. I don't know how Jstlk covers this guy. I don't know how I cover any of this stuff. These people piss me off. I do it to vent. If America has a revolution, I might never get to watch you again. I've never heard about the Cuban military doing freedom fighting, but would be very interested if they have. I think, I don't know the whole history of that, but I'm pretty sure. If we do a general outline. Foreign interventions by Cuba. It supported rebel movements, including in Nicaragua and Bolivia. Che Guevara attempted to foment an insurgency in 1959. They unsuccessfully invaded Panama and the Dominican Republic. Within Africa, Cuba supported numerous independence movements, including in Angola, Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau. Jesus, I'm butchering the fuck out of these names. Their foreign policy was motivated by both idealism and realpolitik. It publicly justified its interventions into foreign conflicts for a number of reasons: to spread the revolutionary ideas, aid liberation movements fighting for independence, protect the territorial sovereignty of allied nations. Cuban leader Fidel Castro stated, "A revolution is not a revolution of millionaires. Instead, it is one carried out by the poor, and is one which dreams of ensuring that the well-being not only of our own poor, but rather all the poor in this world." That is why we talk of internationalism. Cuba was the only economically lesser developed nation with extensive military intervention in Africa. It was a strong supporter of the Organization for African Unity's emphasis on border protection and African independence. Following the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 and facing economic difficulties during this special period, Cuba continued to maintain a presence in Africa, including the service of many doctors. Cuban medical internationalism was a prominent feature of their interventions alongside military aspects. Medical internationalism consisted of 4 prevailing approaches: emergency respondents, medical teams sent overseas, establishment abroad of public health systems for providing free health care for local residents, taking in foreign patients to Cuba for free treatment, and providing medical training for foreigners to Cuba and overseas. All Cuban doctors overseas were volunteers.
Of a Twitter politics kind of guy, okay? Sorry, I'm not even saying that's impossible.
So is this just a projection? Is this just a massive projection? Wait, hang on. We have to watch this again. He's like, Hutch only engages in politics on Twitter. Now I only engage on politics on Twitter, but is that what he just did? Is that what he just did?
I think he's trying to convey that like Hutch has a narrow-minded, closed-minded view of like how political conversations work. I think what he's trying to communicate is what they were trying to communicate with Hassan, where it's like, you're not watching You're not like engaged. You're not like invested in learning through like more than the things that you're looking up on Twitter. It's like there's not a further investigation afterwards. I think that's what he's saying. And he's saying that I've done this as well. But that's what I think he's trying to communicate, the sense of like, I'm taking Twitter's word for it, right? Or the specific thing that I found on Twitter. And that's it.
Because it's very obvious, and Hutch doesn't give a Hutch is just going to Hutch's engagement is Twitter politics. Hey, not that I can blame him. My engagement has largely been, for the past year and a half, 2 years, Twitter politics.
Wait, what? Oh no, my head is spinning right now. Because it seemed like he was saying like Hutch's opinion is stupid because he only does Twitter politics. And then he had to stop himself. He kind of caught himself a little bit. Was like, now, I only do Twitter politics. Well, if my opinion is invalid because apparently I only do Twitter politics. Yeah, it's not like not like I do like a weekly, long form, political like podcast every week and, read the news. But if you're going to try to invalidate my perspective because apparently I only do Twitter politics, it's kind of unfortunate that you would immediately follow it up with, now, I only do Twitter politics for the last year and a half. McMitty with $5. This is what I mean. It's all posturing, never substance. It's just reframing everything so you're in a bad posture. Pissy victim. And he's cool and smart. Yeah.
I'm getting a little more into it now, but I've been, more of a Twitter politics kind of guy, okay? So I'm not even saying that's impossible, but he's trying to criticize people who have a deep engagement, and that's embarrassing.
That is amazing to me that they think that.
Oh, is he going to make an argument on why they didn't do it, or?
Support for Israel just went down. And it kept going down and it kept getting worse the more things escalated in Gaza. And
how do you know about it escalating in Gaza?
The Twitter left. The Twitter online left is the only reason I know things got worse in Gaza, you guys.
Know about what they're doing in Gaza. How do you know about?
Yeah, no, but they set this like standard basically. They were like the most adamant about getting all that stuff out there for it to be acknowledged. So retards like you, when they're not acknowledging or they don't have their algorithm focused in on that stuff being out there for the most part, because you want to like ignore it. You want to like, la 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 la, I don't hear you. I don't see it. So it's not there. Or it's not as big of a concern. They spread it more wide and far consistently to make sure it has to be acknowledged at some point, right? To hold people accountable. At a certain point, it gets to a certain point where it's just wide out in the open, unless people start engaging in censorship. And they have at times. They certainly have. And so some of those news organizations, some of those outlets that you might be paying attention to, sanitize or minimize or obfuscate the actual events as it transpires. While those people that were posting endlessly about it on Twitter, for one place, it was probably not just one place as well, but that's like probably one of the main platforms. They were giving you it directly. They were just telling you directly what was happening. They were showing you. The footage was there. It couldn't really be denied unless you were like just a total scumfuck and you were trying to like pull shit out of your ass to deny it. And some people did. Some people did like say that there was Pollywood, for instance. Or they would victim blame for another. That's another thing, yeah. I thought I readied up. Did I not? Did I not select this? Okay.
But what they're doing in Lebanon. How do you know?
I read the news. I pay attention to the news. The new, like the idea, what the news has not been covering Gaza and Israel for the last 2.5 years.
About all of this stuff. I'm going to tell you.
Not nearly as much as they should. Not nearly as much. Depending on your average normie who's not super high-key focused in on any of this stuff, I would imagine they wouldn't know about the stuff happening in Lebanon. If all they did was watch like mainstream news. Or if they did, they wouldn't know a lot about it. It would be like, it would not be a focus. It's I would certainly tell you that.
Guess who, in response to the 2024 election, or sorry, not in response, but just before the 2024 election, founded a news agency. Almost explicitly.
There is no way that he's saying that the only reason people know anything about what is happening in Gaza is because of drop site news.
No, that's not what he's saying.
Excuse me?
What he's saying is that there's some people who did more work to put that information out there by comparison to some people that were not incentivized financially. They were bought out to not highlight these things, to in fact sometimes deny these things or minimize these things, or if acknowledge, suggest that the real perpetrators, the real people that should be criticized and focused in on, is Hamas. So, just dead wrong there.
There's no way he's actually saying this.
To go and cover the Middle East and explicitly everything going on in Israel. Oh, like Ryan Grimm and Jeremy Scahill?
There's no way.
The people who came out and did all of the journalism have done
all of the journalism. Listen, I can forgive a little bit of hyperbole, but what the fuck are we doing here, guys?
a lion's share, a massive chunk of the journalism to publish exactly what Israel's been doing and get everybody to know what their crimes are, what they've been doing, keeping track of this for a long time. Yeah.
Reuters, AP.
What's up? I'm kidding. I scared him. I'm not gonna hurt him. I think I just got the gun out. He immediately runs. Understandably so.
Reuters, Associated Press, BBC, NBC, CBS. Like really? Like not like
Dude,
there were
no other news most of these
that were
outlets, including BBC, were minimizing all of these stories, or outright lying in certain ways, omitting certain stories, or were not focused in on. Dude, you cannot be serious. That's crazy, man. It's crazy to say this shit, not gonna lie, bro. That's crazy. Bro's reminding me of when I was talking to Mr. Girl about any of this. What do you mean I can't trust media outlets? What do you mean I can't trust my Goyslot media outlets? I mean, like, I'm telling you, like, they're talking about this in a very specific way, omitting specific key details, minimizing specific things with their language usage. Yes, they have an incentive to. Dude, there is no way. What do you mean I can't trust my Goyslop? My Goyslop CNN, my Goyslop Fox News. That's crazy. I wish I could trust my media. Unfortunately, I can't. Because apparently they love to do this thing called lying or omitting things. To where, like, I find out later I was totally fucking lied to. You want to see socialism and capitalism working together? Google Israel and Iran set to join China New Belt Road trade deals. All built with stolen money and technology Israel took, aka Jeffrey. Yeah. I believe that. That doesn't surprise me. What's up, Rainbow? Yeah, China's on a whole trade maxing thing. Like they're just basically just like we just want to sit unless it gets to a certain point, we just want to sit most things out. Yeah, China's kind of just trying to mind its own business to some extent or another. So they like making deals with whoever, and they really shouldn't be supporting Israel. No one should, but you know. We're gonna just gonna do it anyway.
Extensively covering what was happening in Israel. Somebody linked this to me the other day, but or yesterday.
Yeah, that is a good reminder though. Subscribe and like. Cash App Black Plague J BLQCK PLQGUEJ. If you want to see content suggestions, especially, you want to leave a little message up there and leave it there for like a day or two, like $10, $5. Throw whatever.
And we can see that Israel had been on the decline for, it looks like a period of 2018 to 2023. It had dropped 10 points from 2018 to 2023. It had already been on the decline. I assume that this drop had to do with Trump being so cozy with Netanyahu during his first term, is why it had started to drop so much. Because it had been relatively flat for like 10 years. And then of course after October 7th it just went down, 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 down. But like the trajectory was already on a downward trend.
Yes, Mehdi Hassan standing up business, getting banned from MSNBC, getting fired from MSNBC, and founding Zateo. These are people who are leftists, or at least left-leaning, significantly left-leaning, and they risked everything. They've lost a lot, and they went all in because they thought this was a moral issue and they thought it was the right thing to do. Right? And yeah, exactly. You, by the way, continue to say this was a nothing burger. This was a nothing issue. There's nothing you could do about it.
I never said that Israel-Palestine was a nothing burger.
Well, this is disingenuous. It's not that you directly say this is a nothing burger. It's basically that you treat it with apathy, as if like, because there's nothing you can do specifically about it, which is, by the way, not even true. I think he directly said this about like what Cristobal, when Cristobal was challenging Slotskin on her positions on the thing, on the entire issue. He's just basically just like, there's not really much you can do about it. You know, it's 3,000 miles away. It's like, you kind of treat it like that. Like, don't be surprised when people say that you treat it like a nothing burger, because you either ignore it, and then anytime you mention anything about it, you're like shitting on people that have a concern about what's going on there. And you're like dismissive to people's like positions about it, or their understandings of it. So, I remember what I used to care about things. Remember Iraq War? I used to care. Like, not everyone is as cynical and as much of a fucking loser quitter as you are. Dude, that apathy is Hassan's fault, by the way. That apathy, it's all Hassan's fault. It's all the leftist fault. I'm pretty sure China made the pagers Israel sent to Lebanon. It wouldn't surprise me. I actually want to know. China, Lebanon. Maybe we could do keywords here. Israel. China built. China made. Pagers involved in the recent Lebanon explosives were manufactured by Gold Apollo, a Taiwanese company. Pagers were used by Hezbollah and were reportedly modified with explosive devices. Oh wait, we might be thinking of a different... This might be a different one. Or is it the same one? Oh, yeah, wait, like, yeah, it was an Israeli... Okay, yeah, okay. Just making sure. Greater caution in China about electronic devices. Yeah, none of this stuff really surprised me. It's like Ukraine also makes weapons for the U.S. or Israel. Israel, I think, more specifically. They all have like different incentives and different reasonings for selling weapons to each other, certain trade deals and shit like that. So, you know, all these places are complicit in one way or another to the actions. Either through making deals anyway and not taking any moral stance and having some repercussions for their behavior, setting some blockades or setting some standards, you know. Just, no, we're just, you know, gonna ignore what's happening. Just, y'all can deal with that on your own. Let's see. What do I want? Do I want conditioning? More conditioning? Do I want to slip and slide faster? Take less fall damage. Wearing a shield doesn't slow you down as much. Let's do more of that. Well, I keep all this. This one's almost down. We need a new light shield, apparently. Repair it. How much is it to repair? Fuck it. Let's repair it all the way. There we
go. All we talked about for the first 6 to 9 months on the stream, it was every day we were diving in. I had already done like a fair amount of studying when it came to Israel-Palestine before all of that popped off. But I remember I spent a lot of time like catching up and learning more about what had happened in the 21st century specifically. I read a book by Benny Morris on the topic. Like I actually made like a decent effort to educate myself a little bit on what had been going on.
These people actually moved the needle.
Book by Benny Morris on it. There is one legitimate book that's like worth reading. He's not really looked upon kindly now for valid reasons, but at one point or another, he actually had like a good stance on it, all of it.
No.
I wonder why you read the book with Benny Morris, though.
Shameful to me. It feels like you should be shamed. I feel shame, okay? It's a shameful act to go and say, well, these people didn't do anything. They're taking credit for it. They didn't do anything. Yeah.
You feel shame? What? What do you feel ashamed about?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. It's possible that if Dropsite is never founded, if Zateo is never founded,
he's about to say
significantly less
why do
idea
you
of
feel
what's
any shame? Like, there's not really much you can do about it. There's not really much you can do. Is you can always just make your voice more and more heard. You can always just spread more awareness about this. Just like, wait, Hassan should feel shame. Hassan should feel shame because he didn't do enough to get people to vote for Kamala Harris. And so now we got Donald Trump. He should feel shame. He should feel shameful. Yeah, you should also feel shameful that you talk about any of these fucking topics in a way that minimizes the actual, like, harm you know, or yeah, basically just downplays the harm that Israelis do to Palestinians. Certainly disparaging like people who constantly advocate on their behalf. Treat it as a like side issue, like a little pet issue, as if like funding a genocide explicitly for our ally isn't fucking depraved. As if like no morals and principles should exist at all. Like, why would you trust a government? Why would you trust a party that explicitly funds any of this stuff as your constituents, as your role models, as your representatives? They are not to be trusted, because guess what? This doesn't just affect other people in other places, like in Palestine. This can affect you, dipshit. Guess what's happening with MAGA? Colonialism turned inward. Fascism. This. When you give passes or spread apathy about all of these issues, that's the funny thing too. You are spreading the apathy. You are doing the harm right now. Talking about, oh, you can't really do anything about a topic like this. This thing happens. This is over like 3,000 miles. There's only so much you can do. That is wrong. That is wrong. There's always something you can say or do in one way, shape, or form. You know this is wrong. You know you're lying. You know you're lying. You know you're a fucking piece of filth. Like, don't lie to me. You know you can do more. No one is saying that you alone, with your word, can make this great, amazing change on your own. No one ever said that. Fuck. So framing it that way is just absurd. Oh, fuck. Are they really gonna follow me? Really? Fuck off. Fucking loser. These things are fucking ridiculous. We'll just follow you endlessly, won't we? Wait, did I find a good hiding space? Did I actually do it? That's epic.
What's going on in Israel, how it maps together, how you get any validation on any of the clips you see, right? You might have no idea what's going on.
What is this based on? He seems to be implying that like 80-90% of the coverage that we got out of Gaza came from drop site and Zeteo.
Nope.
What
Not
the
what
fuck
was
is
said.
this based on?
Yes, so the lefties did do this, and the contemporaries of Crystal Ball did this. So when they take credit for it, you say, thank you for covering this stuff. When I said it wasn't an issue, when I said it wasn't a big deal, when I said it wasn't a genocide, you founded a news agency
I never said that this was not a big deal, but
to go and cover this stuff because you cared. Thank you. Thank you,
Notice-
Ryan Grimm.
notice-
I appreciate
notice
you,
how
Ryan
he
Grimm.
says-
Thank you, Ryan Grimm.
Notice how he says, I never said it's not a genocide, because he has said that. He has said that. He has downplayed that. In 2024, there's an explicit tweet where he basically is like, well, you would think if this was a genocide, this would be happening fast. Like some dumbass comment like that. Fucking total loser hack. Total loser hack. Has to own up to the fact that he was wrong. He was wrong. And yeah, treating the topic the way that you do. Talking about the topic the way that you do. Saying, complaining endlessly that people focus in on the topic, having like a strong moral condemnation on people who are not talking about the topic. You are downplaying. Yes, you are treating it as if it is no big deal. That our fucking government is complicit in endless onslaught of the rape of Palestinian children. It's genocide. It's endless rape. It's endless torture. It's endless starvation campaigns. It's endless like fucking crazy bombs, like having nuclear radiation poisoning. I'm pretty sure at this point, dude, you're just lying through your teeth. You're lying through your teeth. You have treated this as if it is no big deal that we are complicit in this. You have treated it that way. Really? Really, dude? You feel good about yourself? You feel good about yourself? You feel like a big, strong fucking robot? Really? Really thought you cooked there? Total loser. Hutch ass loser right here. This robot. Dude, can we make it in time? This fucking bot, man. It's not looking good for me, bro. It's not looking good for me. Oh, dude. This is lame. This is so lame. This guy sneak rockets. I'm not gonna make it, dude. Even by the time I press this button, and by the time this opens up, and by the time I'm like clicking in on the thing, I'm gonna be dead. I would be shocked if I made it out alive. Total fucking loser. This guy. This Rocketeer guy. Total fucking loser. I hope you malfunction. I hope you malfunction. Bruh. At least I went out in style. Get a loser.
That's what you should say. Anyway, we continue.
Forward to early, about a year ago, actually. It's about a year ago now. Trump takes office, takes off the gloves completely, doesn't try to rein in Israel at all. They do an 11-week blockade, near famine, near mass starvation event. And so like instead of understanding like why the public more and more was slowly turning on Israel, the left they're claiming credit for it as if their online activism and the student protests.
And it just
instead of acknowledging why everyone took notice of why this stuff was happening, they took credit for it. They're so self-absorbed. Dude, you're projecting hardcore here. You are projecting hardcore here. Dude, I am very happy, at the bare minimum, that the sentiment has been turning. Should have turned way fucking sooner. I'm mad about that. I'm livid about that. But do you think this is this all like ego stroking for you? Do you think, are you just projecting all your ego stroking of, I was right about this. I was right about this. You think everyone thinks like you? Fucking loser. Well, they're just happy they can take the credit for being right early. Dude, actual immoral fucking F-slur. Actually treating politics like fucking like games. Gotta get my stuff again. Because the fucking Rocketeer sneak rocketed me. And he did it like twice, man. Out of nowhere. In a row, twice. 2 rockets in a row. Cool, man. Very, very, very awesome. Stop calling it a genocide. Start calling it the Palestinian Holocaust. Really piss some people off. I mean, I'm not saying stuff to piss people off. That's not the intent. Like, if I wanted to, I agree. If I wanted to start pissing people off, I would call it the Palestinian Holocaust. But, like, none of what I say is intended to piss people off. Like, I think the things I say are intended to be like, this is my fucking opinion. How the fuck is this not your opinion? And then, like, you know, I could be wrong on some things, but the things I think I'm generally saying, for the most part, at this point especially, are well-reasoned, understandable why everyone has an issue with this. You would be delusional or just immoral or lying to not understand why people would take issue and describe the things that are happening as a genocide. And as something that, you know, you should probably take more issue with and be more outspoken about. The way I feel about the Middle East, unless a pro-Israel person addresses the UN inquiry in good faith, they don't actually care or not being good faith. True. I feel like it's been a decade since what happened, so I don't remember the exact points. But in that paper, they detail what a genocide is and why Israel is doing it. All the what is a genocide shit is annoying. I want to fix the problem, not make it worse. Yeah. I feel like there was something I was supposed to read. I think it was this. Queeman actually read some of this, but I was linked this before I watched him. I think I watched him cover a little bit of it. He didn't read it all, but he read a little bit of it. Or the video was posted yesterday, at least. It's about Lonerbox being wrong on the definition of the genocide for it. We are definitely going to have to read this. We might read this next stream. Somebody remind me just in case. In fact, fuck it. Hold on. Because I know I have it in the notes. Oh, wait. Alex is in the waiting room. What's up? Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi.
What's up?
I just thought I'd swing by a minute. Did you want some Israel-Palestine 10 or like domestic politics and related to that content?
I mean, yeah. Like, I've covered a lot of it. I don't know how much of my channel you've watched, but I've covered like a decent portion of stuff in general related to it. But I don't mind anymore.
Different.
It's an important issue.
Yeah. Something a little bit different in Australia. It's more overseas, I guess. In Australia, there's been these laws that ban from the river to the sea as a chant.
Oh, yeah.
And in recent, I think I put something in your topic suggestion, but there's been a update on that where apparently the New South Wales Court of Appeal has like overturned those laws as being unconstitutional.
Oh, wait. I see Australia. Okay, hold on. I'm pulling that up now.
What stuff?
Okay. This doesn't surprise me, by the way. Hold on, I'll share this.
Well, I don't really want to get into an Australia snark segment, but it's just an interesting development.
I'll just look at it very quickly. Oh, actually, say your thing before I look at it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I just want to. I'm going to just send you the update. Okay, this is like not the best source, so I'm just giving it to you on the fly.
Gotcha.
But I'll just give you content suggestions. Just the update, because that was people getting arrested under it, and there's just been this snap judgment that's come out of one of the other states. Here we are. Okay, so I just thought you might be interested to see that basically there's been these protests. They've been having a chant. People got arrested because it's a prescribed phrase now. But it looks like that might collapse if it gets appealed up to our highest court. Because we've got a situation where in one state the phrase is now constitutionally protected, and in these other two it's not.
It's not loading for me right now, but I believe you want it. Yeah. I think my fucking... I don't know what's going on with my fucking web thing.
I think I can send you a video.
As soon as possible, though.
There might have been a news report. I could send you if you want something more visual. I could send you. I think I sent you a video.
Yeah, I got a video.
Yeah,
yeah, I have that up. This article, for whatever reason, is not loading. I think it's just my internet being stupid.
I'll just give you a different source. And give me one moment.
It's just being stupid at the current moment. But the video I have, multiple arrests at pro-Palestinian, and you're saying like this got they basically won where it's like they can say these things.
In New South Wales, they've now ruled it. We've got a state, we've got a federation like yours. But now the other states, they've still got these laws, and so now hopefully it'll get appealed up. That's kind of an unacceptable situation to have, where you can say it in some states and others.
As the men's government licks its wounds from its latest defeat in court, 2 words threaten to send hopes of banning the phrase globalize the intifada into free fall. Yeah, that's the other thing is, the other thing that Hutch should be aware of when he's talking about any of this, and he's like, oh, this is a conflict that you can't fix. It's like 3,000 miles away from you. It's like, we're like our government is directly complicit. That's the first thing, obviously. But then it also affects our people in terms of what we're allowed to say, what our freedom of speech is, because it violates our freedoms of speech. And if you're a liberal and you care about like freedom of speech and being a liberal country and stuff like that, you would think, just on principle, you take more interest in this. Fucking loser.
I like this ruling. I like this passage. Yeah. Because it talks about how you need more of a direct interest than just inflammatory or derisive or divisive speech to restrict it. But sorry, continue.
As the Court of Appeal ruled on Thursday, social cohesion is not a legitimate purpose constitutionally of laws burdening freedom of political communication. That alone was enough to invalidate laws passed following the Bondi Beach terrorist attack that empowered police to restrict protests in certain areas for up to 3 months. The logic of the legislator is a notion that the community can and should be protected from political expression by some members of the community because it might be upsetting, inflammatory, and divisive for other members of the community. Chief Justice Andrew Bell and Justices Julie Ward and Stephen Free wrote, the justices declared Australia's system of government entails acceptance of the potential for disharmony, incivility, and disruption that is part and parcel of democratic intercourse. Premier Chris Minns must decide whether to proceed with the next restrictions he planned to impose on protests. Hours before the laws were struck down, he remained determined to prohibit globalized intifada. Am I saying that right? I think I am. Why do I feel like I'm saying that wrong? Intifada.
Intifada.
Intifada. Yeah. Dude, I was like, what the fuck? Because I knew I was saying it wrong. There you go. War is often chanted at pro-Palestinian rallies and perceived by many Jews as a call to violence. I think that hateful phrase has been exposed for what it is. It's not a call for peace or unity. It's just too divisive when most people in the state want to pause together. When he announced plans to ban hateful slogans on December 20th, Minns was empathetic about his government's intent. This is a pivotal moment to send a clear message that we will not tolerate division in our community, he said. Even then, the premier was alive to the risk of a constitutional challenge. You would remember bills and legislation that we have proposed to Parliament have been struck down by the High Court as recently as in the last 6 months, he said. I'm determined that doesn't happen again. Minns counts his losses. Fresh in his mind was the government's loss in October when the Supreme Court invalidated police powers to move on protesters for being simply near a place of worship. To show it was doing its homework, the government referred the matter to a lower house committee, which was asked to consider the threat of hateful slogans to community cohesion. Despite the inquiry's short deadlines, experts rallied, including the doyen of constitutional law and Toomey. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Toomey. Anyway, she was unequivocal, protecting the community from offense, hurt feelings, insult, and the damage to social cohesion that may be caused by disagreement and debate. It is not a legitimate purpose, as it would prevent robust political communication. Nevertheless, the Labor-controlled committee recommended the government consider legislation to prescribe globalize the intifada. More than 2 months later, the government is still considering it. Since then, the Liberal National Party government in Queensland has enacted its own ban, going a step further to prescribe from the river to the sea. Before Thursday's decision, the Premier's language softened and the chant will be banned in December. Our intention is to introduce legislation. I don't want to be beaten in court, so I'll have to see what the judgment says, Min said on Thursday. He is closely watching happenings north of the border where 2 protesters have been charged under the new laws, but are yet to file a constitutional challenge. It's just ridiculous too. Here's the other thing that
So I think in Queensland, what they're referring to there is in Queensland, they're talking about from the river to the sea. So it's a different phrase, but it's similar, right? But go on, sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, I don't understand where somebody can be charged with something that is only just now getting, he's just working on how to make it basically wrong and illegal, or however you want to put it exactly, to say it in the first place. Because wouldn't it function in the way of, okay, I don't like people saying this stuff, so I'm going to put this, I'm going to try to make this illegal or wrong to say in the first place. When you do that first and then penalize people instead of penalizing people first, then doing it, why is this a thing? How are people supposed to stop doing the, you're just basically, somebody knows that they're allowed, it's legal to say what they're saying, but then you're pre-punishing them, saying that, oh, I don't like that you said that, I'm going to make it illegal now, and I'm going to punish you because you said it. Fuck this piece of shit. Fuck this filth.
Well, I think I'm trying to figure out. Should they say globalize the intifada here? I think it was just generally trying to be restricting of protests.
Yeah.
But then in the Queensland one, I think it's actually restricting certain phrases. So, I mean, what they've done before. So I think these are actually 2 slightly different things. I'm just trying to read it a bit on the fly.
Yeah.
A little bit. They're not talking about particular phrases. In Queensland, it's particular phrases. So there they will just say, I think it's also a bit ridiculous, this phrase is illegal now. They have to do it with some specificity. That same with our Nazi symbology ban. They actually list out the symbols and the phrases that are illegal.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just a more broad protest restriction. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna make, I do think it's better if you're gonna have restricted phrases. You should have more on the list. I think in Germany they do the same thing. There's a list of Nazi symbols and phrases that are restricted.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of in terms of restricting any speech at all is circumstances say somebody shouts that they have a bomb on an airplane or a movie theater, stuff like that, violent intent, in specific circumstances like that. I think there's very few circumstances where it seems legitimate that you can ban any specific, I feel like you would have to ban specific things in specific settings. And globalized intifada is not one of those, especially since there's different, from the river to the sea is not one of those, because there's different meanings to this sentiment. There's it's not even there's not a set in stone meaning to it. There's not a direct call to violence from that phrase.
Yeah. I don't really want to debate. I don't know. No, I think some people probably use globalized intifada with some sort of violent undertone, but I don't know if that word.
Yeah, I agree. It can be. I'm just saying, generally speaking, if it's not, if it's not clear cut, I don't think you should be allowed to do it. I don't think you should be allowed to directly.
Yes.
I think it has to be a lot more clear, is what I'm saying, because then
one of the things I do here is you can't. There's forms of acceptable speech that you can't do in certain places. So you can have an abortion protest. You can't do it outside an abortion clinic. That's one of the rules that's been upheld in Tasmania. So you can't have an anti-abortion protest right outside a clinic to basically intimidate or try to scare people from going.
Yeah, that's relatively reasonable. Stuff like that is relatively understandable.
It's a time and place restriction.
All right. Well, I'm about to hop off stream because I got to go to work soon. Otherwise, I'd go longer. Because this guy is going fucking long, and I would, but
Yeah, I don't know how Jstlk covers this fucking Hutch guy, man. But yeah, anyway.
he's
I don't know how he does it.
unbearable, dude. I don't get it. I don't get how people watch him. He's like next level stupid. If you're gonna watch like a liberal Zionist, at least watch somebody more interesting and like smarter. For all I can say that I hate like Lonerbox for, I think he's less interesting, but I think he's more insightful and smarter than this guy at least, and that's not saying much.
I think Lonerbox is better when he's talking about World War II. Frankly, I find that more interesting. But
I haven't seen his takes on any of that, but I would imagine that's probably better. Yeah.
anyway, have a good one. Bye bye.
All right. Thanks for coming on. Later.
Bye.
Let's see. Australia has states.
You can see, like, he literally... Maybe, is this just... I can't even tell if he's dumb or if it's, like, intentional, because he's picking, like... He's basically trying to pick these consequential things. Even though the student protests, I think, were consequential because of the Trump overreach against them, But
who was president when the protests were happening? Excuse me? Why is this Canadian? Why is this disgusting Canadian? No disrespect to the Canadians in my chat.
Wait. Depends on what you're referring to. But when Biden was president, they were cracking down on student protests. We're not about to do some revisionist ass history, right?
Talking about American politics. Donald Trump wasn't even president. Is he talking about the ICE crackdown for people who wrote like op-eds? That wasn't a response to the student protests.
Well, I'm talking about both. I think both are pretty problematic. Yeah, don't you say? One is significantly worse from what I remember, but the other was not good. The other was certainly not good at all. Fuck this piece of shit, dude. Like, he's like, oh, I like I like Biden and Harris. A little bit of fascism is okay. A little bit of fascism, as long as it comes at the expense of pro-Palestine voices. Fuck this filth. All right, I would cover all of it actually, but again, like I said, I got work. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you crying. All right. Shout outs. Shout out Alex Rex. Thanks for coming on. Shout out F-Bombs. Thanks for coming on. D3C1. Thanks for being here. Zoo Phillips. Thanks for being here. Webmaster 4531. Thanks for being here. Bad Horse 00. Thanks for being here. Aw Shadow. Thanks for being here. Blueberry Moore. Thanks for being here. First Heat News. Thanks for being here. Semaphore. Thanks for being here. Raul Kittenhouse. Thanks for the content. And for being here. Rain Rainbows. Yeah, subbing like. Thanks for being here. Don't know if Rain Rainbows is new, but yeah, thanks for being here. Yeah, I think that's it. You know, I think this is okay. I think this format is okay. The game in and then react. I think I can manage this. I might not do this every time in terms of like switch back and forth, but I think it could be smoother in terms of aesthetically. I think it works okay. Is there like a button I can press that would make the transition of like going back and forth smoother? Maybe. I wonder if there's a button for that. I wish I had two monitors. I do wish I had two monitors. I just don't have enough. I don't have enough room. If like you were able to see the way everything's structured here, the desk and everything, and the monitor side, I don't know if I would have enough room at all. Yeah, that's the problem. It's the only thing. I think it's all okay. You managed to stay on point pretty well? Yeah, good. Don't be afraid to hash out constructive criticism as well. But yeah, I agree. trying to see if there's a specific button. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not transparent if there's a button like that. We gonna look in the workshop. Do we have a gun? Okay. We're not playing another match. I'm just checking something. Yeah. I hear you whining. He thinks he's gonna come in and just sit on my bed and sleep. He's not staying in my room while I'm not in there. It's not happening. He's gonna be very unhappy. He's gonna be a very unhappy guy. Oh, also, I think the size looks good. I think, yeah, I centered the screen. I focused in, I put more attention on the size. Like I fit it all on the screen. I think it looks good. I think. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna stream tomorrow too. Depends on my schedule, but I think I will. I don't see why not. All right. Later.
Wow.